Good afternoon, everybody. Dead Man Walking 55. Little, I don't know what the heck that was, a visual situation there. But hey, welcome to a Sunday afternoon, 5 o'clock on the East Coast. And really, it's a chill stream. It's truly a chill chat or something today. Today's going to be a very interesting whatever it is. So no real agendas. If y'all want to talk about something, we can talk about it. Of course, standard limitations apply. About all the things that will nuke your channel and all the other stuff that goes on with it. So we try to avoid that. But hey, we also got one more game in the XFL that's going on now. Our friend Whoopa Troopa is on site at the St. Louis Battlehawks game, and they just kicked a long field goal to pull within 8 of Seattle. At stake today for St. Louis with a win is a playoff spot. So big game for them. Really interesting game. There have been some other really, really exciting games in the league this weekend. So, hey, go figure. But, hey, like I said, today is really kind of a chill stream. We'll see what happens. I probably will take a look at some of the news and some stuff, and we'll just see what happens, see what's out there to look at. By the way, we'll say hi to everybody in the chat, which looks like it's me and the great polar bear himself. Hello, humans and other critters. Thank you, Snortapoopas Cuber, for being here. Hope you're doing well down there. And Snortapoopas said he just wobbled home from gaming with the other bears and settling down to a bowl of walrus chili. How are we? Well, like I said, Miss and I are planning a big trip coming up. We're going to be gone for an extended time and really going to parts of the country I've never been to. It's going to be weird. Me driving in the mountains, going to places I never thought I'd go to, and of course driving there. But you know what? We'll get to see the country, which will be good. So, and let's see. So let me ask you, Snortapoopas, what type of gaming did you do today? What type of gaming do you do? We can talk about that a little bit this afternoon, okay? And let me say hello to Lord Thoth. Hey, Lord Thoth, welcome. Good to see you today, sir. And hello, Lisa, Supergirl. All right. How are you doing today? We already got 5 of y'all watching. We're on Twitch. Follow us over on Twitch and hit that like button. Subscribe on YouTube here if you haven't already. But 5th edition. Uh-oh. Yeah, good to see you. Yeah, what's the 5th edition amount? I lost that connection there, Lord Thoth. But hey, clarify for me, or is that a game that you play? Because we can talk gaming. If y'all talk to me, tell me about some of the games that y'all do. What triggered this live stream today is kind of testing out my computer. Because if you were around yesterday on our glorious 6+ hour edition of Axis and Allies, we spent at least the first half an hour where my computer locked up, StreamYard crashed, froze up. We had to fly on the seat of our pants. The great, glorious Mrs. Dadman Walking got me on her computer, got the game loaded up, got StreamYards, and we could get going. So it was kind of a crazy day yesterday. So everything today looks like it's going so far. There was no glitches like I saw yesterday when I did the countdown yesterday. So hopefully everything seems to be settled. There were some updates, and always great to see you too, Lord Thoth. In the Dungeons and Dragons, Snorty plays it, right? Oh gosh, yeah, he is crazy. LO, he's good. Had a bath and a walk, so happy. Talking about the dog, Lancelot. Oh, cool. All right. I thought you were talking about Snortapoopas there for a second. I'm like, how do you know about Snortapoopas dead? But I got you. That's what happens when you jump the chat a little bit. But hey, thank you guys for sitting here, coming in here, and keeping me some company and talk. And like I said today, if there's something y'all want to talk about, things that y'all like, let's talk about it. So, and you haven't played the role PGs in a couple years. See, what's so funny? I drive my kids crazy because I always keep telling them every time I hear people talk about RPGs, I think of rocket propelled grenades, not role playing games. I still, and of course they twitch and go crazy when I say it for the 400th time like a dad does. So how that goes. Excuse me 1 second. Yep. So it was kind of cool. I will try to bring something else up here. I'm going to test it. I'm going to test the limits today. So I'm going to bring a few things up. I'm not going to try to repeat big things, but we talked about games and stuff like that. Fire in the hole. Yes, exactly. Uh, ooh, Snortopoopas from playing Call of Cthulhu game with the Bears. Ooh. Um. Hmm. I guess that would that be an RPG, a role playing game too, kind of like the D&D. If you want to talk about it, how does that work? I mean, do you have the dice like the like D&D has? It's really interesting. I tried to get in D&D in high school. I just never. It just was something I never could really just could really never get the hang of. Um, to me, so I'm looking back to this of our chill chats here real quick. So I'm just going to go pull up a couple things so I can share a few things from that. But yeah, our field reporter Whoopa Trippa says I told him to give us live updates during the stream from the game, and he just said, "I don't think my connection is good enough in the stadium." LOL. So you never know. If Whoopa breaks in, we'll make way for him in the sideline reporting. And it's Chaosium 7, I think. All right. And hey to you, Stunning. Welcome. Welcome. So, like I told everybody else, this is kind of just a random type of thing today. And the game that caused, I don't think it was the game. I think my computer was way behind on an update or something. And everything was so slow and sluggish. And I was trying to not shut down because I had a problem getting it started once before. So, and Lord Dodd says, the man who was my best man at my wedding, my best friend, used to write for Chaosium in the good old days, talking to Snortopoopas. Oh, that's cool. Awesome. And Snortopoopas saved the world last week from a bunch of teenage high school, I saved the world last week from a bunch of teenage schoolgirl trying to summon a Mythos monster. She was mean. I bet you. I bet you. And Stunning, we would not expect anything different from you right now. Absolutely. So, but hey, that's a good laugh. Well, the game that we played yesterday, if you're not familiar with it, it's called Axis and Allies. We played it in an online game system through Steam. It's based on the board game that came out in the 80s. There were several different versions of this game over the years. And this is the classic version from 1984 that I had, that I absconded from the guys who had it in high school because I knew he joined the Navy, would never come back. And back then, they didn't release games all the time. It's not like nowadays where you might have re-releases and stuff like that. But, it was this game, and we played it online on, which was nice because at least we didn't have to deal with all the other crap. Here's the board for that version here, and you can see how all the units go here. So all this was computerized, and it did the rolls, did everything else for us. There's some other things with it. See, here's the pieces in the your box is better shape. Yeah. Well, I tell you, the missus cut it up for me so we could store it easier. But my anniversary one that came out in the 2000s is in good shape. It did not get that treatment. It is all good. What is interesting with the anniversary version is that it features Italy as a separate power, a separate country. Like you hear it from the classics, you've got Germany, the Soviet Union, United Kingdom, the United States, and then Japan. In the anniversary edition, you've got Italy as a separate country. Also, from the 84 edition here, down into other versions like Pacific, Guadalcanal, and other stuff, they've added other weapons, other things like, or even the anniversary edition. One thing that was also added in the online version we did yesterday, or in the anniversary editions, like infantry. Artillery. Artillery pieces can advance with our infantry, and the infantry would attack it too, like artillery. historically infantry only attack at 1. There's also cruisers in the game because like in this old version, you only had submarines and battleships, and it was a one-hit battleship. There was no in between. Well, at least with the games as it's evolved, you've got 2-hit battleships, so you can always bury a hit on a battleship, and after the combat, it gets repaired. But you have cruisers and destroyers now, so you don't have to keep spending $24 just to get a ship at one hit that's gone. Lord Thoth, ooh, Navy, Air Force all the way. That and heavy bombers, sir. That and heavy bombers. And yep, got the first edition A&A myself. Need to dust that off for the group. Absolutely. I love seeing things like that. And games like that I think are geekery, nerdy type things that, things to talk about and things that we can do and different things. And hello, Balzette. Welcome. And before you ask, no, this is not a repeat of an Axis and Allies stream. I'm talking about what happened yesterday and kind of talking about the game, and then now showing some of the other stuff that we got here. This is more of a test stream today. Kind of see how things are going. And with my computer, the computer's running much more efficient today. I didn't have problems. Yesterday when the countdown started, I could tell there were going to be some issues. So it was kind of, but today everything looks good. Yeah. I don't know which would be scarier, either Snortopupus, the monster, or having to teach an English girls' school in Berkshire. Yep, exactly. So y'all are good. And got 9 people out here all of a sudden. Thank you, folks, for spending some time on a Sunday afternoon with me. And, I'll take a little bit more look at this before I start to go ahead and maybe pull some random news stories and stuff like that to do. Let's see. Let me show this because in case here, this is from the anniversary edition that came out in the 2000s. You can see Italy is its own power, and it was kind of cool with the interior. You can see how all these unit boxes here, they had it shows you it's Italy, but what it also did was it had the artwork in it. It had the map, it had the rifles and stuff. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Thank you, Lord Thoth. Always appreciate it. We can always use the support here. And Axis and Allies is a game that I've played a couple of streams with Ramblin' Canuck the last couple months. I may end up playing some solo at point, and maybe other people that I've run into. I know Eric K is big with this game that I've talked to. The great mod that I know who he is. The Alaska Jeff, who I interviewed a while back about Alaska and stuff, he is big into this game. So, it really, really is interesting. And this anniversary game is really a cool thing if you ever get a chance to play it, because it truly is. Yeah. So let me do 1 second. Let me respond to something real quick. So, but I got to respond to one of those things as a priority item. Sorry about that. But hey, like I always say, I can't type and talk. I always have those problems. Yeah. So, but so alrighty. So hey, thank you. But yeah, definitely share it out with other people, because that's the type of thing that I'm going. I've got a playlist on my channel now to try to put this stuff like specific to items like this into a separate playlist so people can find it for themselves. I have a separate folder so far for Axis and Allies. I did a show and tell. These slides that you're seeing are from my show and tell episode. There is a link to that over there, and I would put the link in it, but I'm afraid I would blow everything up again. But but yeah, it was a really fun stream we did. Let me see if I can find the let's see this Lord Thoth. I think you would like this. This is the world map here. with this. You can see there are differences in some ways. There's more Chinese territories here. Uh, it had two scenarios. You start in fall of 41 or spring of 42, because you can see in China where you either see the Japanese control marker or the Free Chinese marker. Depending on which scenario you would start, depends if Japan starts with that area or if the Chinese allied American forces are there. And the red dots are your victory cities. So there are more victory cities and stuff. And thank you, Stunning. I appreciate you for doing that. I appreciate you very much, sir. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. So different type of things. You know, you got Honolulu and Philippines, but then they add Hong Kong, some other ones in. It's really a lot of it's very similar, but there are more territories that they have with it. Of course, your mobilization post down here at the bottom, that's another one. So let's see. And if you'll recognize this, this is like kind of similar to the battle cards and everything else that they did before. Uh, they same thing like in the classic edition, but they do it for each of the countries. And the it was you know, a lot the same things. Like I say, a lot of the same units, but some new things here. But see, what they did it too is they also brought in some of the I don't know if you call them slogans or what, but like Japan, the historical terms, like known as the Greater East Asia Co-Prosperity Sphere. Uh, Germany had a thing, living space, Ille Mare Nostrum, the Great Patriotic War, from the Soviet Union, you know, the United States, the arsenal of democracy. So there's a lot of things that they did that added to the games over the years. And if you're familiar with them, you know, they did add special editions like for South Pacific, D-Day invasion things, you know, a lot of different types of things that really, really are cool additions to a franchise. You know, it keeps it fresh. You can focus on it. And it's really, really cool to see what they do. If you get into some of the smaller versions, the first time I saw the cruisers and destroyers, I think was in the Guadalcanal series, or South Pacific. It's focused on that one area. So it seems, you know, it's really been a great franchise to see how it developed and how it grows. So, and they keep it fresh. I'll take a look at here. See, here's a playing card. Let me see here. And like I said, you had a 41 setup, you got a 42 setup. Theoretically, like 41 setup is pre-Pearl Harbor, 42 is post-Pearl Harbor. And, you know, I'm going to try to get it. Let's see here. Hopefully you can read it to some degree. Like in the, you know, you have your setups, the IPCs, which are basically your money for the U.S., and then how you place all your units and all this. You know, then it shows you where the Chinese infantries get to put. Of course, you have the fighter for the Flying Tigers in this. And then, of course, in 42, the situation, you're going to have less of a Navy because it's considered post-Pearl Harbor. So, you know, you'll have more infantry units in China. So, but yeah, it's just like the game plays in the original version. It just, you know, just updated for more things. And here, hey, Castle, welcome. I saw the tweet. Thank you for the retweet and thank you for lurking while you're doing homework. Hey, we got 10 people here. Hey, love it for a very impromptu stream today. It's, you know, appreciate y'all being here. Really do. So, and here is what the units look like in the anniversary edition. So it's really, really, I think very good improvements. If you could tell, you know, at least they made a color differentiation between the Japanese forces and the United Kingdom, because one of the problems historically was trying to figure out the difference between the Japanese and the British forces, because in some lighting you can't tell the difference. Well, they improved that. Now you have the problem between the Russians and the Italians. They're both a different kind of shade of brown. So the Germans are not so gray. They're more of a blackish gray. Of course, the U.S. is still green. So, you know, that type of stuff. So You know what, Snorta Poopa? Sure. If you do, like, I think you actually brought up the term. Yeah, I've been using that lately. Yeah, get your drunk, get your friends, your neighbors, your pets. Bring the drunks in, get them to sub and everything else while they're here. That's all good. Appreciate it, you people. Hey, thank y'all for 10 people here. This is really, really cool. And but like I said here, if you're familiar with the game, you've got um, you know, now you have the cruisers and destroyers. The fourth line from the top are the destroyers. The third are the cruisers, and a big change was the two-hit battleship, because the two-hit battleship allows you in a combat to absorb another hit. The problem is in the original classic version, $24 of your IPCs. If you're the US and you spend 40 of your IPCs, 24. If you spend 24 of your 40, you only got 16 for transports and other things that you need to do uh, to fight on two fronts. You know, it's a big cost. Now with 20 for the battleships, but you get two hits out of it. You know, basically, it makes it more value added. And then plus the fact that if you could buy cheaper ships, like cruisers and destroyers. Destroyers attack at 2, defend at 2. Cruisers attack and defend at 3. So you get something more reasonable for your money for it. So that's what I have with that. A little quick impromptu with that. Let me see if there's any here. If you're familiar with this game, with the there's the pieces. Of course, you have the chips for all your units. So there's 2 infantry in Norway, 2 fighters in the UK, all that stuff. And unlike the original board, the classic board was 1 consecutive board, and some of the others, this one is 3 separate panels. So you need one big ass table to play this game. It's quite an interesting game to do. You know, in the old days, it was always hard. Don't hit that damn board, because one of the biggest problems always was one of the biggest problems in that game. The games were always somebody bumping the table by accident. You know how many times you bump a table, the pieces go flying, and stuff like that. That was a huge problem. That was not good. It could cause a mess and everything else. But it's even worse now, because now not only do you knock your pieces around, you also have a possibility of knocking the boards out of line and get them way out of whack. So anyway, so that's kind of where we go. Hey, and we got thank you everybody that's here. We still have 8 on the YouTube, and if you're on Twitch, make sure you follow us over there. We love to stream on both channels. Most of the gaming has been here on YouTube, because it just seems like where most of the audience is. But hey, I love Twitch too. Follow us over there. We're only 20 away from 100 followers on Twitch, so let's do that. And hey, at 250, we're only 45 away on the YouTube side. Let's go. And I don't know, maybe I'll do some kind of crazy thing. Maybe I'll go into the pub with you, Snorta Poopas. You might have to drag me off though. But hey, but then again, don't worry about my driving, Snorta Poopas. I won't drive like I drive in Fortnite. Okay, promise. So we got more here with this, with the so you got Japanese with the planes on the carriers. So yeah, right. So all right. So this is a little bit about just like I said, just a chance to Snuffles. Oh, don't be sad. I mean, you're my wingman. Hey, we'll take care of each other. So, well, I'm glad I got to show that to you a little bit. Now, see, I will show you this, because this illustrates a change from the classic, and that's involving the Italian forces. The Italian forces are pretty much in this one area here, between the Serbian Yugoslavia area down into Greece and Italy itself, and then into Libya in northern Africa. Okay, it's more of a historical context with it. Now, depending on your scenario, the Italian Navy did have a lot of shipping and powerful ships until they got sunk, of course. But The game starts you off with a very good navy and ability to transport back and forth, and the Germans do too. Question is, how long does your navy and does your transport survive? So, this is a good illustration of how you have Italy in this game. And what they tell you to do is to have your most experienced player play with Italy, whether they play with it as a solo country. If you have 6 players, or if you only have 5, or if you have 4, the point is to have that player playing Italy be one of your better players. Preferably if it's somebody that plays Germany, because then it's kind of like the original game where the German commander can control everything uniformly. So, and you don't have to talk with each other. What was so funny, the memories about this stupid game, because we kept secrets. It's like, we got to have a battle conference. So we get up, walk outside the damn room for 10 minutes talking, come back later. So seriously, folks, one turn could take 3 hours, in a real game with some of us, and then if you saw me yesterday, there were times I was really slow to make decisions, but hey, that's what happens. Hey, and Snort of Poopers, I tell you what, if you go on a road trip with me, you can get to do anything you want to out the window, okay? But if you're happy hanging your head, I'm all for it. That works. I will not, just don't do what I did and use the bathroom out of a church van window while it's moving. Okay? Then you're okay. So, anyway. Oh, my goodness. Hey, thank you, everybody, for hanging out with me on a Sunday afternoon. Thank you as I'm testing this out. Everything looks like it's going really well right now. The computer, everything else. Anything, Snortopoopus. You deserve anything because you're the Snortopoopus keeper. This was always one of my favorite things in the game. The people stuck in South Africa, way out in the middle of nowhere. So, yeah. So let's see. I think okay. All right. And I think just one or two more with this to give you perspective. Whee! All right. I like that. Give you perspective. This is the board fully set up. Sorry for it's not really the best picture. Let me go back one. See. No, it's not there. It's not, like I said, it's not the best picture, but this is a perspective. That's a regular 6-foot folding table that we set it up on. And that way we could walk all the way around the board as we had to. So, and this is the board as it's set up with probably the 42 scenario, because Japan has all those carriers, and the U.S. Navy's down a bit. So, but yeah, that's what it looks like. So, all righty. So let's see. Okay, here's a better shot of it here. This is a better shot. You can see, because there are industrial complexes, anti-aircraft guns. It's funny how the Germans look blue in this sunlight in this one side. The Germans look blue here when they're really that dark black gray. So, but actually, I apologize. It's 4 panels. My bad. Sorry, not 3 panels, 4 panels. And it just, so the odds of knocking them out of whack are much greater. So, all righty. So let's see. Let's just see if there's any more with that. Let's see here. Like I said before, you have your typical industrial complex, anti-aircraft. So, of course, your industrial complex, like here in Russia, can only produce 6 items. Anti-aircrafts get to shoot. If they roll once, hit the attacking aircraft. So it's in some ways it's very similar to the original game. So, all right. And so let me do that. All right. So that is what we have with Axis and Allies. And now a score update is Seattle is up 20-12 still on St. Louis. And it looks like they still have the ball in St. Louis territory. So, all right. what the problem with this game is, if Seattle wins, then they will be tied with St. Louis. And it comes down to next week for the second playoff spot in the Northern Division of the XFL. Which, by the way, join me on and Whoopa Troopa on Friday night at 8 p.m. Went for more of the XFL coverage that we're doing. We only have 2 more weeks of the regular season. Then it's the playoffs and such. One thing I'm kicking around an idea is doing another sports show once a week, just kind of like a news type. It's more update, news based, like taking care of reports and stuff. Like what's breaking news. Maybe maybe do some periodic baseball updates. Maybe not really heavy in depth to like a sports specific show, but just do some casual talking about some of the things like baseball season as it goes along, the NBA playoffs which are going on now, and even NHL hockey. So that type of stuff. So I mean, if you have any thoughts or ideas, let me know. If you like any of the sports and stuff, I did have somebody suggest I talk some Call of Duty, but it's one of the I don't know anything with Call of Duty. So and I have so many games that I've already seen already. Let me do this. Let me bring up something else. Let me get back to a recent show that we did, in case you missed it, with Fort Pickens in Pensacola Bay. Let me see. I want to show you a couple of pictures of the fort real quick in case we're here. All righty. This is Fort Pickens. It's located on the western end of Santa Rosa Island in Pensacola, or just in Pensacola Bay at the Gulf of Mexico. Well, what was unique and significant about this fort was it was only one of 4 Union coastal forts that did not fall into Southern hands during the Civil War. The others were 2, I think, Dry Tortugas, Fort Jefferson, and there's another one south of there, and then Virginia, Fort Monroe. I think you would know Fort Monroe, right? Snortopoopas. So I'm down for that. I don't know if the Galactic Overlords would like anything about hunting, but we could definitely cover some women's volleyball. You want beach volleyball or regular volleyball? And we can play with the innuendos as we can. So, and howdy, Buddy Hepburn. Yeah, I'm not surprised. The USFL probably has some better talent overall than the players in the XFL. But welcome, buddy. Good to see you hanging out with us today. But I will say, though, in defense of the XFL, this week's games actually have been better. There's drama in this Orlando-San Antonio game yesterday. The DC game with Arlington ended up really a cool game in overtime today. This Seattle-St. Louis game looks like it's going to come down to a wire, but, I'll have to start checking out the USFL too. Do you know offhand, buddy, what channels that they're showing on? Are they showing on the ESPN or Fox or another network? So, all right, yep. Fort Monroe, check. And by the way, we have plans. We have plans to actually hit the Virginia area, Colonial Williamsburg in the fall, and I'm hoping to make that a Civil War II thing. So we got more coming down the road too with that area. The only thing I fear is driving up in Virginia as you get close to DC. But then again, we'll see. I don't like driving places. And buddy, you like watching high school versus college. I understand that. We got a local high school down the road that I've taken the gang to a few times to watch some games, football games over the years. So yeah, I agree with that. Or women's tennis. See, we talk about the ladies, and stunning is right on site, right on time, my friend. And beach, yeah, definitely beach. Okay, I got you. Get those camera angles going too. So, all right, I'm just looking. It's third down for Seattle. So, let's see. Let's see what they do with that play here. So. And I think one more field goal, if Seattle can at least get a field goal, they'll probably put this game out of reach because AJ McCarron has not been. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh. Touchdown, Seattle. Okay. Well, all right. Well, join us Friday night at 8 p.m. for XFL review because I can just tell my friend, my co-host, is going to be really opinionated this week. So, and come support him. He does a hell of a job with those graphics and stuff. I'm really, really serious about. Sort of poopus. I'll pack my bags. I won't take much. You can put me in the trunk or the luggage rack. All right, we can see about doing that. Snort of poopus. Anything for you, my friend? And you can be our guide up in the area and show us all the good places and stuff. All right, buddy. USFL games are on Fox, NBC, FS1, and USA. See, FS1 and USA are the hard ones to have things. So, hey, B from O. Hey, B, good to see you today. How are you today? Hope you and S are doing good. We are actually, this is a very impromptu stream today. I have no plan. I'm making this up as I go along. I'm showing some stuff from previous adventures that we've had. I just talked about Axis and Allies, a board game before. Now, this is Fort Pickens down in Pensacola. You may be familiar with Fort Pickens, possibly. But yeah, thank you for being here. Appreciate you coming in. I'm doing a test stream because my computer went on strike yesterday in the middle of a gaming stream, and I just want to make sure everything got updated. And so far everything seems to be fast and looks like everything's doing well today. And it's keeping up with it. Appreciate it. And yes, okay, cool. Because it's one of only 4 Union forts that did not fall into Southern hands. And yes, I'm repeating that because I forgot to say that on the stream when we did it. So, hello again. All right. And, buddy, you might be interested in this because you come in with the USFL games. I'm going to start trying to take a look at that type of things. What I threw out earlier was that I'm contemplating another weekly stream where it's maybe just me kind of thing, like a chill chat type thing. Maybe have a guest every once in a while, but do random sports news. Not necessarily covering a league specific or heavy, but like talk maybe if a week coming up for the NFL draft, talk a little bit about that a little bit. Or if there's breaking news stories in the sports world, talking about news stories like that, maybe reviewing baseball standings. NHL's coming up. I could go live tomorrow night and just talk NHL, just to do something random in the world of sports. So, but we'll see how that goes. Kind of a chill chat with a theme sort of thing, but just take it from that standpoint. And bounce that. Thank you. Yes. Seems like things are running smoother. Yes. I guess it does help to shut the computer down from time to time, make sure they get the updates and all. But I had another reason for not trying to shut it down, but I guess that ain't going to work going forward. So I just need to make sure I have all my personal stuff really backed up well. So, but thank you. And this is Fort Pickens. Oh gosh. You're going to cause me to watch and pay attention to college football this season. Hey, B, let's do it. Let's do it, my friend. I talk SEC, like I said, last fall. I'm working on my playlist to get things moved over. And maybe you can check out some pay more attention. Go back and look at some of the ones from this last fall, and I focus on the SEC, and I'm going to look at my playlist and see if I can get some of those brought over where it's easier to find. I wanted to show you one thing about this fort, though. I'm going to do this. Let me show you this here. I can't zoom it, but you notice it's got the 4 bastions and one's missing. All right. Well, there's a reason why it's missing. And here's a picture of, if I can go come up to get the picture. Yeah, all this stuff is going so much faster today, Bowsette, than what happened yesterday. And here's a view of it from the parade grounds. That's that open bastion there. There are different camping areas. I believe it's on part of the Gulf Shores National Park. I think that they have there. Yes, there are, because there's a Battle of Santa Rosa Island also, thanks with mine and Sora Poopas' friend, forces under Braxton Bragg, went over there and fought. But there's some campgrounds in that part of the island. So yes, it's, I think, more of a national park type camping ground, but they're very small campsites. They're very, very teeny, like more, I think, RV type things, but they're very small. When we went, we stayed over on the other side. We stayed closer to Pensacola Air Station. I can't remember. There's a campground out of Pensacola, and I don't remember what it is, but we stayed in the state park. It was a state park over there on the Gulf that we did when we went. So there are, it depends on how far you drive. It was about a 40-minute drive from our campground to this, because you couldn't go direct. You had to go up and around because of the bridges. So, but that's part of the opening that's there. And let me see. I want to try to get through a couple of these real quick. Let's see here. All right. This is, ta-da! This is the bastion that's missing. It may be Blue Lagoon. That sounds familiar. That it's in Florida. It's a state park, so it may be Blue Lagoon. All I know is we passed signs to the Pensacola Naval Air Station on the way down to it. So, and we had the Blue Angels Grill. So hey, it was just close. So see, you can see the damage from it. You know, all this now. Of course, they cleared a lot of the damage in the grassy area out, because they eventually went and built, when they modernized the fort for World War I, World War II, and brought in concrete structures, because the brick and masonry forts were outdated after the Battle of Fort Pulaski over in Savannah in 1862, because what happened there was the first time massive use of rifled artillery by Union forces breached the wall at Fort Pulaski, forced the fort surrender. Well, obviously technology improves. These things can't stand up. So when in World War I, they made them more concrete. And I got to some pictures of that too. So see, but this is up close part of the damage. So they cleaned a lot of that out. You know, there's more of it. And see, there's the structures. Those are the structures. They call it a fort within the fort. There used to be a big gun over around on that side. And these were like dungeons to walk in. But, you know, I'm going to move our detours from the Dadmans into playlist. You go back and watch this video when I did it, when Mrs. and I did this. It's really fascinating to look at and things like that. So just wanted to show you this because, and here's an aerial view of it. Basically around 1890, 1900, there was an explosion that blew it all out. They threw it threw debris way out into the middle of the channel. And we talk about all that stuff in our videos. So they didn't know whether it was a guard duty, somebody was smoking, didn't put out a cigarette, or what had happened. It just, you know, they didn't know real cause, but it's weird to see a fort with a big opening in it. So, but yeah, this is the idea. It's kind of like the idea of what Ambrose Burnside had when he tried to make the crater. But as I learned when I went to Vicksburg, that same stunt had been tried even earlier in the war, because near the Louisiana or Texas redoubts in Vicksburg, same thing happened. Hole in the ground, people go into it, death trap. So, you know, it's very interesting. So it's like, you know, thank you for letting me tell you about the geeking out of the history about the Fort Pulaski, because rifled artillery really made a difference. And that was one of the large advances in the Civil War, is how the technology, you know, and with them, they viewed their massing of the men. That's why you all see these things where all the troops are huddled together, because they had to mass their fire with those muskets and stuff to get volume of fire on the positions. So as Shelby Foote said in the Civil War series, you know, the tactics were ahead of the technology, or the technology was ahead of the tactics. They were still fighting old tactics, but with more modern weapons. We see at Chickamauga, which is another show I hope to do later down the road, there was a first advent. I think the Indiana troops had repeating rifles, almost like the precursors of the machine guns, that really, even though they were outnumbered, they really held a position. A part of the Rock of Chickamauga, George Thomas is holding on the line, you know, so they could retreat back to Chattanooga. And we've got 13 people watching me now. Hey, Thank you guys. We got 10 on this. Hit that like button, sub on this YouTube side. Thank you. Let's get to 250 soon. Follow us on Twitch if you haven't already. Tell your friends, like Snorter Poopa said, bring in the drunks, anybody else. I appreciate everybody here being here. And yeah, definitely check next time you go down that way. You stayed there before? Awesome. That is awesome. So, all right. Now let me see before this is thank y'all for being with me while I'm practicing a little bit with stuff. I don't mind doing channel updates and stuff like this either. And, but like I said, I'm working to get these things into playlists so that you can go find things like this. The missus and I have done detours where we visit Palatka, Florida. We've done this one. We did a Civil War one, actually, and I will bring this one up only for a slide to show you. Because it is related to that particular trip that we had. I gotta find. That's where if I had my own, yeah, okay. If I had my own playlist, actually I couldn't do it for the playlist. So, here we go. All right. I will tell you here. This is something that we got on that trip. I hit the gift store. I like gifts. Oh, shoot. No, this is not the right one. This is this. Okay, here. We'll take this one. This one. This is a puzzle that I bought at the park gift shop at Fort Pickens. And the missus and her sisters put it together in the campsite. Now, granted, she will tell you, and I'm fair disclosure, I will tell you that her and her sister had the screen tent up. They had to keep the nets closed because of the bugs. It was hot and muggy outside, dealing with the lanterns, while my wife had me in the tent with cable TV with a Roku watching the Florida Gators and college football with air conditioning. So, it's Hey, I can't deal with the mushrooms. You got to find Lisa. Lisa's our mushroom expert here, Snorter Poopa. So, hey, thank you. Yes, thank you for following us over there on the Twitch side. Appreciate it, B for Mo. Appreciate it. Make sure you follow us too if you're over there on the Twitch side. So appreciate it. But yeah, this is a great puzzle. Go back, another one. Go back, look. We talk all about it. We figured when we were done with this episode, we highlighted so many places that we. I wish she was here to look at that. I wish the missus were here to see that one. That's what she said. And I agree. I am not a Florida camper. Camping in Florida should be illegal, at least in the summer months. Okay. We went one other time in May to Torreya State Park, that's west of Tallahassee, and we got yurts. You know what a yurt is? It's a big glorified fixed tent thing with nice beds and air conditioning. That's my idea of camping. So, but yes, so glamping. Okay. I'm not too proud. I'll say I do it. But yeah, when we were done with this episode, we looked at it. We're like, we left off at least a dozen Civil War sites that we had not seen before. And if I can, let me do this. Let me see if I can get up higher here. Yes. Let me see if I can bring it down. Yes. And hopefully, my friends, yes, Snorter Poopas, yes, a yurt. You're allowed to pick on me about my yurts and stuff and my glamping if you want to, anywhere we go. With this trip that's coming up, I'm hoping to hit 2 battlefields I never thought in my life I'd see. Because truly, to me, for somebody like me in the Southeast, you got to have a damn reason to go to these places. Up here in Southwest Missouri is a battle of Wilson's Creek. And in Northwest Arkansas is the Pea Ridge. I'm hoping that we get to hit those. They're the ones that should take a day maybe between them. We're hoping to hit them, get pictures, and do more from our, do either my Civil War fort things or on the, detours with the dab band things. So yes. And thank you for the follow. And you camping a pop-up camper with AC. I don't care. Snorter Poopas. Ultimately, that's what I like. But hey, I will tell you, Snort, the yurt we were in, and with the little grill outside, it was almost as good as being in a local hotel. You just didn't have a TV. You had to bring it in your Roku or have good uh, cell phone service if you wanted to keep up with your YouTube shows. So, but yeah, oh yeah, let me take that down. Let me see. So that's another episode that we had here. But like I said, uh, there's quite a few of those that we have done. I'm going to show you one other picture here with that one, because if you go back and look at my first stream, my first stream was a test. I did a test, then I did one solo. I had my test stream. I had some people in the chat kind of supporting it, kind of helped with talking. But one of my early ones was memories of Fort Donelson, and this is one of my favorite views of my life. I could go here. I wish I could go here and just sleep out on the ground. This is one of the best views of any place I've ever seen on Earth. I mean, people like mountains and things. There's just some about the Cumberland River here on this bend. And this is from the angle looking where the Union flotilla came, tried to approach the fort straight ahead, and they were repulsed by the Confederate water and shore batteries stuff there. And this one and Shiloh. Shiloh is another show I want to do at some point down the road. That on the Tennessee River. Oh my gosh! Out you can see how the importance of in that battle of gunboat support was, because the gunboats helped repulse the Confederate advance on the first day, because the Confederates advance ran into thickets and mounds and very bad terrain, but they also ran into artillery fire from the Union gunboats, which gave the Union Grant time to reestablish his line closer to where they did, at Pittsburgh Landing. So, and the Snort Poopa says at least a grocery store with a walk-in freezer. And B from us says we have AC, TV, and as long as we have cell service, we have gaming. There you go. Priorities. Yep. Well, that leads. Oh my gosh. Well, I got a friend, Mark D with a C, who he does a geekery show on Sunday night. So if you get a chance to tune in there, definitely check it out if you're up late at night, 10 Eastern. He talked about that we were gaming on the Fort Pulaski, not the Fort Pulaski, the Fort Pickens trip. I was out in my van at midnight, but I cracked the window because it's so hot in the van. And I was playing on my Switch on a tiny little monitor of the Switch. And then I finally got somebody, and I'm like, I finally killed somebody at the top of my lungs. And he's like, Dad, man, you don't want to say that in a campground at 1 o'clock in the morning. Of course, then I had Mrs. also yelling at me from the tent, shut up, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. So one of those wonderful, wonderful moments. And yes, definitely awesome views. The Shiloh on that river was wonderful also. And I even have flooding video, flooding pictures from Facebook that they shared one time before. And then Snort Poops, I'd be happy to bombard you from an ironclad. That works too. Yep. B from O says they really had a lot of time during the war to construct buildings like that. I've always wondered how that could be. Yeah. Well, I think really there were three systems of fortifications in the United States. The first two were around the Revolution and the start of the country in 1812. But then the third system were the more modern forts. So fortifications were always in progress, and they were always looking for places to see. We have like Fort Henry. There's another one up here. Wondered, not whatever that word vomit was. I interpreted B from O. So I'm like, I got you. I got you too with that one. I do it all the time. Let me do this real quick. And I hope y'all don't mind this. I know there's some repetitive from earlier things, but like I said, go back and watch the videos too. And I'll like I said, working on playlists and stuff, but check these out as you can. I'm just kind of give you some highlights because I know many of you are new since I first did this Donelson stream and some of these others. This is what we're claiming to be where Fort Henry is. It's probably not. That thing there is probably not it. It's probably just a channel marker. But if you know anything about Fort Donelson, it was a three forts. A lot of times you have three forts, and we see it in the Fort Pickens video also. The three forts in combination that control the waterways. Well, Fort Donelson was down the road. You had Fort Henry, and across from Fort Henry was Fort Heilman in Kentucky, which was never finished. Fort Henry was somewhat finished, but it was already being reclaimed by the Mississippi River at the time of the war. It was actually being flooded due to seasonal rains also, and ultimately got fully taken over by the river. They only had a fraction of their gun batteries that were there, so they evacuated troops, sent them eastward to Donelson, while Skeleton Force did some token defense against the Union ironclads coming down the river. So but it shows you how the fortifications work. We have one here where we are that you can't even see the river anymore. It's an earthen fort because of dredging and growth over the years. The channel does not even, you can't even see it where the fort was in existence. Vicksburg, if I do that again, we may do an updated trip there. If not, if I do a Vicksburg, we can show you the Mississippi River where Vicksburg was is different where the battlefields were and how the river flowed in the 1860s than it is now due to dredging, silt, and all this other stuff over time. So it's really, really interesting when you look at forts. That's where your engineers come in and people like Mark. And hi, hey, your old toys, welcome. Good to see you today. Starter Poop is always thinking about the ladies. Oh, the ladies. And forts, I guess I could have been just one building, right? Actually, well, you know what was crazy with Fort Pickens? It seemed like it was a combination of buildings and exterior fortifications too. So some of the forts varied between each other. Fort McAllister, which is another one I want to talk about, is an earthen fort on the Atlantic coast in Georgia, south of Fort Pulaski. It looks like the Shire when you look at the mounds. But the benefit of an earthen fort is it gets hit with cannonball, you got to patch it up with dirt. Whereas brick and masonry, it's harder to fix. So, yeah, and Donelson was an earthen fort. So there's a lot of stuff with that. So, let's see what we got here. Yeah, and like I said, we had so many battlefields that we did with that one that we it was just kind of crazy what had happened with it. And I will show you here. I do have a picture from that same stream. Like I say, please go back, look at the videos and stuff like that. And when I get the playlist done. But here, this is the Tennessee River from Shiloh. Out there was roughly where the Union ironclads were, but not necessarily ironclads. They also had wooden gunboats still, but their fire was very important to stemming up the first day's advance of the Confederates to beat them back at the end of a long day. Because as you know, if you know anything with Battle of Shiloh, day 2, Grant got reinforcements from Don Carlos Buell in the Army of Ohio and pushed the Confederates off the field after losing Albert Sidney Johnston on the first day. So, you know, a battle, 2 days, 2 completely different days, but see another view. And also what I like in the Western battlefields, and that's why I'm excited about Wilson's Creek and Pea Ridge. These Western battlefields are just beautiful. Most of them have not had the encroachment of building and development like you see at on the Eastern fronts. And Stora Pupas can tell you, like up in Virginia, Fredericksburg, you're going on battle tour, you've got houses, you're going between roads, between houses. Marye's Heights, you know, where the Confederates held up behind the wall, I mean, is like in the city. You just, you know, the Western battlefields, even in Kentucky, just in Mississippi, this is in Mississippi, this is in southern Tennessee. Corinth battlefield is on the edge of the town, but it's not a big town. The only Western battlefield that I've really seen that's really inundated was Tupelo. Let me see if I got Tupelo there. Here too. Let's see. Yes. All right. I want to show you the great Tupelo National Battlefield. Here we go. All right. And it's this. You can see buildings in the background, and here. There it is. There's the Tupelo National Battlefield right there. It's one square block in Tupelo, Mississippi. So, but what's so interesting with the Tupelo visit was that Elvis's birthplace home was there. You know, there's a museum. We got gas. I'm like, hey, let's go by Elvis's birthplace. So of course I had 4 women with me that all went on a riot. They all went on riot. Mrs. Ang, Ninja, and Grandma Man Walking were like, hell no, we don't want to do this. I said, we're doing it. But Mrs., put down the damn window. We're just going to drive through the parking lot, take pictures at it, and we're leaving. And we did. We just drove to the parking lot, took pictures of the outside of the house and all the people that paid to go in, and we just drove on. So, hey, I know how to economize and be cheap. I didn't care about Elvis. I mean, he had some good, a few good songs, but hey, anyway. But yeah, but that's Tupelo's. So, yeah. Yes, a lot of panic troops on that bank the first night. You're absolutely right, Snorpoopas, because at the first day of Shiloh, it was close. The Union was pushed back against the river. Had they not been able to hold off the Confederates were tired of advancing, and having been there to see the terrain on that eastern side, there are Indian burial mounds. Not just that, there are thickets, thick brush, and very hilly. And then if you got the bombardment from the shore as well as from the whatever artillery on the ridge, you know, at the end of a long day, there's only so much you're going to do. And then with the reinforcements overnight, you know, it became a different day. So, and the one you were just talking about being swallowed by the river, there's no telling how many artifacts that may have been taken out to sea and dumped. Yeah. Yeah. And that was on the Tennessee River on that one. Excuse me a second. Excuse me about that. All right. Hey, hey, folks, I love you guys. We got 15 people here. Hey, thank you for being here. Follow us on Twitch. Like and subscribe on the YouTube side, please. I love having it. You know, thank you for helping me test my computer out today, and I'm glad things are going well. Fort Negley Park and Winstead Hill Park. Where are those located, buddy? If you can help me out with that. Let's see. If not, I can check it. And yep, Snortopoopas Cuber with one of the great quotes of all time. Sherman, well, Grant, we've had the devil's own day, haven't we? And Grant, yes, look them tomorrow, though. Which we could get into that, the whole thing about Grant, what you say with him or whatever. It's like it said, Lincoln, people criticize Grant's strategies in the East and that he had high casualties. They were battles after battles, but he kept putting the pressure on the Confederate Army and wearing it down. And Lincoln has the quote attributed to him to say, he can't spare this man. He fights, you know, and, you know, but it was Grant is a different thing. And I know Grant is very special to Snortopoopas Cuber, though. But as I understand it, at the Battle of Belmont, which is on the Kentucky-Missouri border, though, one of Grant's first actions, though, he was within sight of a Confederate sniper who did not take the shot. So imagine what could have happened if history had changed a little bit. So you never know. All right, let me jump down to here. Fort Negley is in Nashville. Winston Hill is in Franklin. Yes, thank you. Yes, I have been to Fort Negley in Nashville. I have to go through hundreds of other photos I've got. But yes, that name now rings a bell in Nashville. We did go through Nashville. It was kind of a weird functioning place because it's finding the fortifications was interesting because you were in the middle of the city. So, but I remember the name Fort Negley. Winston Hill, we did not get to Franklin, though. We were close, but we did not go down the road to Franklin. I believe Franklin is another one of those that's got a lot of development around it. Nashville was pretty well developed, too. But we did get to the Hermitage in Nashville. You know, Andrew Jackson's old stomping grounds, his house that my oldest kid, like, almost threw up in his house. And we were like, we got to get this kid out. And they're like, oh, it'll be no, you don't understand. The kid's about to and they're like, oh, no. And like, oh, dear God, get her out of here. So they ran us out as quickly as they could and made it to the back porch. So, which is not my kid's favorite president, by the way. So, all right, let's see. All right. But yes, thank you for asking about those. And thank you for pointing them out to me, buddy. Yes, I agree with that assessment. It is Pelvis loosely. Yeah. I use him as one of the prime examples of proof of the term a slippery slope. So exactly. B from O, some of these battlefields don't look very big. Even a 100-acre battlefield seems kind of small. One of the ones that we stumbled across in Mississippi is Bryce's Crossroads. It's just a couple fields out in the middle of nowhere, Mississippi, that we just stumbled upon one day by blind luck. But yeah, many of them are very small. They're really small skirmishes and stuff like that. And honestly, a place like Vicksburg, and that's when I know Snortopupus, I think that's one you've asked about. I've got to go back to our old pictures, and not just that. If on this next trip I can get back there to update things, you will be shocked at how small Vicksburg is. When you're talking 100,000 Confederate troops, a couple 100,000, whatever Grant's forces were, and surrounding a city that was living into the hills, and the population there, you look at the size of the battlefield in terms of the national park size. You would not figure out how the hell you had that many people in such a small area. So yes, that's a very good observation. Even some of your big battles were on small battlefields, relatively speaking. Fort Donelson was huge, but it's still fairly small in a big scope of things. So, all right. Hey, Wade, welcome. Hey, thanks for coming in. I figured my back was to the TV, but I figured they did because I saw the last touchdown and put them up 2 scores. So, yeah. And thank you. And yes, always 8 o'clock. Come on, join Whoopa and me. I'm sure he's going to really be talking this Friday night at 8 o'clock for that. Snortopupus, as a percentage of total troops, Grant lost fewer troops than Lee. He could afford the losses, but Lee couldn't. Exactly. And you know what? We may need to have a good Civil War history stream one time, where we could have time to talk about a lot of details like that and stuff like that too. Because Grant, the Union forces were numerically larger, so even though he lost more troops numerically, as a percentage of his forces, Snortopupus is putting forth there, it's not as much. But then again, towards the end of the war, Lee was also having to deal with starvation, desertion, disease, a lot of other factors that even, I mean, the Union still had its logistical problems and still had desertions, but still not, I think, to the extent that the Southern forces are doing. All right. Hey, Lord Thoth, thank you for hanging with us. Thank you for coming by. Got to run for grub. Night, everyone. You have a good one. So, happy ingestion. I've never heard it like that. So, yeah, Winston Hill is the second battle of Franklin's battlefield. Gotcha. The main thing that I've like I said, we did not get up to Franklin, but the main point out of Franklin was, as the Confederate leaders wanted a commander that fought. One of the debates I've had arguments with people, I thought Joseph E. Johnston did as good a job as he could do as the commander of the Army of Tennessee. Given what he had to do, supply, if you look at supply, logistics, everything else, the foes he was facing 2 different armies at least. He had a lot of disadvantages there. But when the mindset from your leadership was, we want you to fight instead of playing defense, well, they got it with John Bell Hood, and John Bell Hood destroyed his army, as commonly accepted at Franklin and Nashville. So, but yeah. Snortopupus has to behave on a Civil War stream. Some diehard rebel snipe me, make a fur coat out of me. No, I got your back. No, I got your back. You can love General Grant all you want to. I got you. You don't have to behave. I got your back. I'll throw down. I'll become Grumpy Bear. Yeah. Guy that played out Buddy's doing cell phone. It's now all right. Oh, and hey, listen, Bowsette, thank you for that random throw in there too. Wade, thank you for your throw in. This is really just a chill stream. It's kind of become a history stream by default, but thank you for hanging with me tonight. I'm enjoying talking some more and having some fun with you guys, and just enjoy your company. And thanks. If there's anything off the rails you want to talk about, we can do it. And because we are here, we are testing out the stream. We're looking at everything we got. We're hanging with friends. Although I think I'm starting to get hungry, which would be interesting. So, but hey, right. So, all right, let's see. So anyway, that's Tupelo, Mississippi, my friends. see if there's anything else we. Let's see. Let's see. Let me do some things real quick. Make sure I check. Yep. 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 Okay. Definitely frustrated over there. All righty. So let me see. I'm going to try to really do something different, All right. There we go. We close that down. Let's see. All right. Let's see. All right. Yep. Okay. All right. Beef Remote. We have a small skirmish battlefield here just down the road from me. The Battle of Newton, Alabama, during the Civil War, March 14, 1865. Local guard troops and First Florida Cavalry. Huh. I know it's rare when you see anything Florida in the Civil War mentioned. There was a unit at Gettysburg, but I like to try to find whenever there's a Florida unit. But over here, we had the Battle of Valesti. That was the big thing over here. Close towards Tallahassee, there's Natural Bridge. There were a couple of little minor engagements. There's a little artillery duel in the St. Johns River, but food again. Yes. Hey, we can talk some food if y'all want some food. So, hey. And Snortopus Cuber, besides my favorite two Civil War generals are Sherman and Thomas. Nobody from Georgia watching this. And you're talking the Rock of Chickamauga, George H. Thomas, right? Snortopus. Yeah, the two favorite after Grant. Well, people try to get Sherman kicked out, saying he was crazy and all. And I think he did have some issues and stuff. Thomas was somebody, really for what Thomas did. Thomas was a very functional, unappreciated general from the northern side. He wasn't political. He did not get the publicity and everything. He just did his job. But if you see at the Battle of Mill Springs up north in Kentucky early in the war, he was solid. Yep. George H. And he also fought for the North, like Snortopus said. He, and that was a very divisive war. You did not go against your state. The opposite I can think of that was John C. Pemberton, who was a Yankee who actually fought for the South. It was the leader of the forces at Vicksburg, who made questionable decisions. But George H. Thomas was a great, competent field general. I mean, that's why he earned the name Rock of Chickamauga, because he stemmed off a rout in that. And he seemed to not panic, and he was on the right spot at the right time. And be from an element of the First Florida Cavalry invaded up this way, them crazy Florida people. Yeah. Hey, we Floridians got to come up there and spend some money in your state. How about that? But honestly, be from that brings something back to me. Our travels up into northern Kentucky. Mosby's Rangers. You had there was one other crazy guy. It wasn't Forrest, but there was a couple. You had a couple Confederate, very eclectic cavalry commanders, and they did raids everywhere. And Kentucky, they raided the neutral states for supplies and trying to recruit people and stuff. So the guys on horseback did a lot of raiding and stuff like that. And you mentioned that small battle that you mentioned on March 14th. That is right near the end of the war in terms of Lee surrendered early April of 1865. So that was right at the end. We visited Columbus, Georgia. Columbus, Georgia had a battle also that was right there, right at the end of the war, right in there in 1865. So it's kind of funny. You still had battles that occurred. You just don't necessarily hear about the big ones. So no, Snortopus right. The Florida Cavalry rode Gators. So oh my gosh, that is awesome. So, but yeah, it's fun to listen to, fun to talk about. There's a lot of fun that can be had with history, and you can really oh my gosh. Okay. On that night, yeah, there were, and they were really the small forces that did a lot of that type of stuff, So, oh my gosh, And speaking of that, the Georgia, I think it was like local guard defending against the regular Union Army coming in. So, wow, let's do this. I want to talk about a news story real quick. And I'm not getting, like I said, we don't do politics here, so I'm going to try to keep out the political jokes of this one. But this story I looked at and I'm like, I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this. But the headline is City, Schwarzenegger repaired utility trench, not a pothole. Yeah. Los Angeles AP. The giant pothole that Arnold Schwarzenegger said he recently filled on the street in Los Angeles neighborhood is actually a trench that had been dug for utility work. The Southern California Gas Company had covered the trench with temporary asphalt that was to be replaced with a permanent service. The LA Department of Public Works said in a statement. So, and I guess he talked about the giant pothole that's not been fixed, but I didn't think there was a pothole. It looked like a trench to me. Didn't it to you? But anyway, so it's interesting. Repaired. I guess he's the repairinator now, right? I don't know. Yeah, because that's when he had a voters pass him. So when he asked why, he said, "I'll be back." Yes, absolutely. So, and here's one. Okay, I wish my buddy Whoopa Troopa was here for this one. Well, kind of. Hey, shooter, welcome. If it was a trench, then shouldn't there have been signs? Not necessarily. Where we are here, they're always doing trenches in the road for utility work with no signs. Usually, though, at least, uh, sometimes they do. They put them up at first, but then they disappear. The problem is when they don't uh, really fix something. And welcome, shooter. Glad to see you. But actually, my mom's street had one where the road was about to cave in. The freaking road had gone like almost a year. It was like almost a foot deep hole in it at one point. They finally repaired it, but all they did for that whole time was put one damn barricade, one of those barrel barricades, on the far edge of it to tell everybody where the cutoff of it was. So, it's crazy. So yeah, not a fan of Arnie. Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. If you look at it, it was not that bad of a trench either. And it was definitely not a pothole. I've had worse in our neighborhood. So, yeah, I'm with you on that stupid phone. Mine does it all the time. Hey, all right. Well, hey, thanks for coming around while you're at work. Thanks for hanging a bit with us and saying hi. Make sure you hit that like button on the way out, shooter. Good to see you, as always. All righty. Well, let's see. I wish Whoopa was here for this one. But this might be a thing to come of why, like a sample of what I was talking about, maybe doing a kind of a weekly thing, talking some general type of sport things here, is Major League Baseball players find less time for small talk with pitch clock. Well, if you know anything about playing baseball and stuff, there's usually a lot of talking, a lot of jawing, a lot of trash talking, but not necessarily just trash talking, but just a lot of back and forth, But this year they come up with a brilliant idea of a pitch clock, so that they can speed up the games. Well, my thing is, why don't you just make the game 6 innings if you want to make it short? Or guess what? Charge people less money. You still won't. I mean, I like an 18 game. I'd like an 18 inning game because I get double the game for what I pay for. But apparently, people don't like long, boring baseball games. That's what baseball has been. So let's see what the story in Denver, home of the Rockies. Home plate used to be a place where sociable Brandon Crawford could test space with catchers, umpires. How's the family? What's up? That sort of thing. Of course, there was lots of trash talking too. These days, they keep chatter to a minimum. There's no time with the pitch clock because also not only the pitch clock, the batter cannot just ask for time to be granted, and if he does too much, the ump can call a strike. So There's 15 seconds between pitches, 20 seconds when somebody's on base. I mean, how do you do pickoff moves? Anyway, goes by fast at the plate. So a penalty called for idle chatter could be stiff. A strike called on the batter, especially if you have 2 strikes. So anyway, they have to figure out how to get you dinner time and conversations and stuff. And see, the manager, Dave Roberts, who was somebody that played here in the minor leagues where we are, can't imagine what it'd be like if it had been called on him. Because they did talk out. The batter stepped out, they got set, they talked back and forth. It's just part of the game. But it's like with all these sports, college football is talking about changing their rules this season coming up to keep the clock going, except under 2 minutes, like the NFL. My thing is you know what? If you don't keep the clock running because you want the damn game over, screw under 2 minutes. Just run the whole freaking clock. Don't even stop it. Keep the clock running with timeouts and stuff. I mean, because you know what? They don't charge any less for these games. They keep charging more and more between the concessions, the admissions, and everything. And all they do is bitch about how long the games go. Why? Because they're too cheap. I like a long game because feel like I get my money's worth. But anyway, or do it like soccer where the clock keeps going. You add a couple minutes for penalty time. It's done. You got penalty kicks. And I don't know. What do I know? But that's another great thing for another day, for another type of stream. But hey, yes, Snortopoopas, those conversations are probably much more interesting than the game. Yeah, Bowsette. Yeah, I saw that quote too. Okay. Oh, here, Buddy Hepburn. I'll tell you, maybe you disagree with me. I love your input with this. Buddy is a high school starting pitcher. I like having to just step on the rubber and throw so you don't get too anxious about the moment. LOL. Batters jumping out of the box is annoying too. Yes, I agree. But that's where it's always been, that the batter can jump out all they want to. They do. The umpire does not have to give them timeout. And most umpires that I've seen, that if they know you're about to release that ball, they're not going to give the batter timeout just because he asked for it. Some will not because they do want to move the game along. Others, it's a bit different. But then again, my thought is to the pitcher, if you only have 20 seconds to pitch the ball, how are you going to keep your man on first very well? How do you check the runners? Because if you have to release a pitch to the plate, or I think in Major League Baseball, and I'm not familiar enough with the rules, but I think they said that too, that you can only throw over so many times or something. So when you start doing things, there are other things that they're talking about that hurt the pitcher in the name of speeding up the game. But I appreciate that, Buddy. Love it. Thank you for your input here. I really love it. And folks, if y'all like the idea of a more routine sports kind of talk thing, let me know. And I just trying to find other things to coming up, because I do want to keep sports going through the summer. I will not spend that much time in baseball. I'll talk about it casually. Maybe I'll get back into it. I don't know. But what breaks my heart with baseball is, they made it such like the minor leagues used to be, where everything had a billboard advertisement on it. The last time I saw Wrigley was just heartbreaking to me as a Cub fan. And, minor leagues, when I grew up, I was a usher at a minor league baseball park. So ads were everywhere. Why? Because that's how they survived to make their money. Now it's like, now it's like in the major MLBs, and it's, I don't like it. It's just a look thing. Call me a snob or whatever else. So, y'all guys. Thanks, thanks on that other one, Snortopoopas. And yeah, do what I want to do. Yeah, thanks, Stunning. I appreciate it. Well, I tell you what, when I see 11 of you guys coming, hanging out with me, and there have been more have been in and out, just on a chill stream like this, thank you. And that gives me encouragement to do more, to do something, hanging out. And, and I have great mods here with people like Bowsette and Stunning that are here. Of course, Jess is always a great mod. I got other great mods too. Those are the only ones I've seen in the chat today. I want to make sure I especially shout them out. Castle, sorry. Castle's so quiet lurking. But Castle, I appreciate it. Castle works hard to be here and other places, even while he's got to do work. And that, I think, that's really appreciative of people take the time to hang out. Oh, thanks, Stunning. I will say that's kind of how like I feel with the art streams, Stunning, and the comics. I'm not big in the comics. If you saw what I try to draw with art, I mean, I kid 4 years draw better in color better than I do, but it's not the point. It's about supporting your friends, hanging out, and you know what I like about the comics and the game streams is that the comics and like the art streams is I feel like I'm learning something new, uh, especially with a lot of the smaller content creators and stuff. That the focus is there about the art, about the content, and teaching people stuff, and I really appreciate that. And thank you for what you do, Stunning. And Stunning, feel free to put your link in the chat if you want. If you could put Mark D with a season too, I'd appreciate it. Well, you know what? Hey, well, let's see. Let me try to experiment with something. Let's see if this happens. But hey, I'm going blind for a minute, so hey, you know. But let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Hey, I muted the tab. That's the good thing. When I mute the tab, I'm okay. There's nothing like not muting a tab and you got two conversations going. That's what's crazy. So, but here I'm going to do this, and let's do this, and let's see. There you go. Good job there. And I got marks. Yay, I did it. Hey, I'm multitasking. Thanks, folks. And thank you for letting me be silly like this and hang out and just doing this stuff with y'all too. That's okay. That's okay. Hey, I didn't nuke my channel though, Stunning. Thank you though for doing it. I got you. You good? Yep. And always double check the tabs. Yeah. What's bad one is I do it when I'm modding somewhere and I do it on somebody else's stream. I try to be quiet and not admit it. So, but yeah, absolutely. Check out my friend Mark D with a C tonight at 10 o'clock. We'll be over there talking geekery. You talk about your comic books and stuff like that and collecting. Check out his stuff. He does a lot of neat, interesting things. So, oh my goodness. So, hey, let's see. Let me go back. Let me see if there's any other interesting stories too. Wow. Wow. Let's see. Oh. Wow. Okay. This should be a fun story here. Philadelphia. All right. Who wants to hear something about Philadelphia? So let me make sure I'm muted up there. There you go. Okay. Because there's video. Ooh. Wow. All right. Let's see. Philadelphia truck break-in ends in parking lot dime heist. All right. I'll add a story here from the AP also. Thieves may not have been counting on finding a mountain of change when they broke into truck filled with $750,000 in dimes, but they still made off with a chunk of the cargo and left coins scattered around the Philadelphia parking lot. Apparently, there's the coins. Apparently, they fled with at least $100,000 of dimes. I like the statement. It's not yet known how they carted off the mounds of dimes. Oh my God! How many damn dimes? I like how how could you transport that many dimes? What is okay? Oh my gosh, this is too funny. Let me get the old calculator. So let's see if I can do the calculation right. Brian might be the smartest one. Buddy might be the younger whippersnapper with a quick calculator and smarts that could beat me to it. But how many dimes would you have to take to get $100,000? Well, so that's 10. That'd be $1 million. Right. Yeah. I guess that would. Wow. Yeah. At 10 to get $100,000. So let's see. Oh yeah, you would do the 100,000 divided by 0.1. That'd be $1 million. Yep. Thank you, Bowsette. $1 million dimes. Could you imagine hauling off that many dimes? Wow, that is crazy. All right. Well, that's an interesting story. Report about 6. Not clear how many may have been involved or if they knew what the truck. Wow. That's an interesting, and that's not Florida, folks. Yes, that is insane. Exactly. And Snorta Poopa says for his next trick, Deadman will open multiple tabs, show a file, make dinner, and spin a plate and two bowls on his nose. Hey, after tonight, I feel like I'm getting close to that stage. So that is interesting, huh? That's cool. I like that Snorta Poopas. You know what's kind of funny? We one possible stop that we're going to have in a trip coming up is there's a place in Alabama where a meteorite hit a lady. It's the first recorded uh, incident where a lady got hit by a meteorite. True. There's a marker for it. Magneto must be behind this one. Yes. There you go. Just make sure you don't have certain sites open, especially on your work computer. Exactly. But you know what? I don't stream or do anything from a work computer, period. I always do it here, and I don't stream. Yeah, I do forget to shut Twitter down every once in a while, but I try to keep things hold. I'm working to hit that add to stream button, and when I'm done, hit remove. Just sometimes I forget. Like sometimes when I leave a comment up for 10 minutes, the missus had to come in yesterday or once to remind me to pull it down. Let's see. All right. Who wants to go back to some baseball? We got 12 people watching us. Thank y'all. And make sure you hit that like button and sub on this YouTube side if you haven't. Oh, yeah, this is your work computer. No superpowers. It's Alabama, stunning. The only superpower people I know are there are B from O and his wife S from O. So, but hey, all right. You're probably you're too young, buddy. But back on our thing with baseball and the pitch clock. MLB teams extend beer sales after pitch clock shortens games. Yes. MLB teams extend beer sales after pitch clock shortens games. So see, there's a cost trade-off. There's a revenue trade-off. They shorten the games, they lose sales. Because screw the fans. The fans pay the admission. They don't want to leave that early. Let them leave early if they want to. Keep it going. Keep selling stuff. But here, Phoenix, Arizona. Thanks to the pitch clock, the action is moving much faster at Major League Baseball games. It means a little less time for fans to enjoy a frosty adult beverage. To combat that crunch, at least 4 teams, the Arizona Diamondbacks, Texas Rangers, Minnesota Twins, and Milwaukee Brewers, have extended alcohol sales through the 8th inning this season. Others, like the Miami Marlins and New York Mets, still have 7th inning cutoffs, but haven't ruled out changes. So basically, one of the fans said it makes sense to him, and since games are shorter, you got to adjust. So typically, historically, teams have stopped selling alcohol after the 7th inning. At least one team already sold alcohol through the 8th inning or until 3.5 hours after first pitch, whatever came first. So apparently the pitch clock and all this is working because the games are considerably short this weekend, this season. Through the first 1.5 weeks of the season, the average game is down 31 minutes, on track to be the sports lowest since 1984. Well, you know what? I was around in 1984. You know why? Because I watched the damn Cubs. And I watched Harry Carey. You know what? Those damn games are fun. Nobody ever did. What the hell did they do to extend these games? Are they including TV time, all the commercials, all this other crap? Use 1984 as your benchmark. That's been a long damn time, and well before the advent of many, many more night games, many, many more network coverages, all these sports packages and stuff. Maybe your television contracts, which are why it's slowing the damn games down. But anyway, the minor leagues played with the pitch clock last season. And of course, they said that one team said in the minor league said there was no drop off in sales, but some say, well, let's see exactly. Yeah, have a laptop for things. Definitely true. Yeah, the adult material on the National Geographic channels. Bears going wild. Actually, absolutely. The white bears be crazy though. Oh, you guys are fun. You guys are fun. with 12 out there. So basically, it's a split opinion. It seems like it is down. Minor leagues has said it didn't cause a drop off in sales. Major League Baseball teams are responding. So you always you have different things with it. So how that goes. Um, and then now we've got a oh boy. I'm trying to figure out which one of these we should do this. But yeah, if y'all got anything else to say, any other neat things out there? Wow. Okay. Here's one. Let's see. All righty. Buddy says the $1 hot dog food fight at the Phillies game a few days ago was epic. Oh my gosh, I've got to see. Okay, let me see that before I do that. Let me mute the tab. Let me see. Let's see. Wow. Why is it? Why am I not surprised? It's Philadelphia. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see what this is. Let's see. Let's see. Oh man. Let's see. All right. Let's see. I don't like the way the story was written with it. Yeah, Castle. Exactly. Well, it is Philly. So there we go. All righty. All right. All righty. Now I'm pushing the computer a little bit. So let's do this. So let me turn that off. Well, Phillies just started off 4-7, so what? Oh my god, they're $1 hot dogs, and they throw them at each other. Oh my gosh, I'm too cheap for that. I'm eating those dollar dogs. Oh my gosh, let's see. Let me see if I can find a video of it real quick. We'll see. That is crazy. So, yeah, Bowsette, I believe it was Philly for that. I do think that yeah, it's crazy. Exactly. I do remember that one. And the Rays started out well. Yeah, what is it with these Tampa Bay teams? The Bucks have gotten good, and the uh, the uh, the Bucks have gotten good. So you got the Rays, you got the Lightning are now in NHL playoffs. So it's it's really crazy to see what's going on down there in Tampa. You know, hey, if you get the Dolphins good in football, we'll have a good state of adult things in the stands. That's nuts. Uh, you said nuts. Let's see. Let's see this with this real quick. Let's see. All right. Oh yeah. So that's basically they're throwing football, throwing hot dogs at each other in the stands. Oh my gosh. Oh well. That's crazy. No, thank you for letting me know about that, buddy. That is crazy. So, yeah, I'm too cheap. Our local minor league team used to have 50-cent family feast nights, which was 50-cent hot dogs, 50-cent small, like they were not the normal smalls. They were smaller, but 50 cents, who would argue? Uh, uh, 50-cent hot dogs, 50-cent small drinks, 50-cent ice cream treats. Hey, exactly. I remember that. Yes, Bowsette. Yes, the news anchors were laughing at him. I just I'm not sure what I can show or not show on YouTube because of the benevolent galactic overlords on YouTube and Twitch. So even though that look out for us to know what we're doing and that do look out for our betterment. But hey, but yeah, oh god, I'm too cheap. But yeah, 50-cent peanuts also was another thing. I mean, imagine going 50-cent peanuts, hot dogs, and drinks. Yeah, yeah, and I know. Yeah, I know. Thanks, Balzette, and I appreciate you, Balzette. You definitely keep me from dad manning things around here too. So, all right. Who's heard of the movie Snakes on a Plane? What did you think of the movie? Because sometimes movies can be cinema verite, which is cinema in real life. But oh, pets interrupting the news is okay. Anything interrupting the news is okay in my book. So, but hey, you liked Snakes on a Plane? That was hilarious. Well, guess what we have here? We have Snake on a Plane. South African pilot finds cobra under seat. Yep, yep. Cape Town, South Africa. A pilot in South Africa made a hasty emergency landing after discovering a highly venomous cobra hiding under his seat. He had 4 passengers on board the light aircraft when he felt something odd slide across his lower back. He glanced down to see the head of a fairly large Cape cobra receding back under the seat. He said, "It was that, so my brain didn't know what was going on." After a moment to compose himself. Oh my God. No, it's not hilarious, but it's like so stunning. Who would have? I mean, it's like, yeah, like it said, it had to take a moment to compose himself. But how do you compose yourself there up in the air, nowhere to go, and something like that right off your back? So he informed everybody, and they said it was a moment of stunned silence, but everybody stayed cool. So they had to fly another 10 or 15 minutes to land the plane with a snake curled up by his feet. It was happy under the seat. I don't have a big fear of snakes and normally don't go near them. Wow. And got a snake handler at the plane. So, exactly. Yeah, I would be very upset too with that. Yeah, exactly. I hate snakes, Chuck. Hate them. Oh, and Snorter Poopus. It's just Snorter Poopus. Hey, oh no. But yeah, that is wow. He did a good job to stay calm. Anybody in that situation, I mean, I would have gone nuts with just a garter snake or a harmless snake, but to see something, a cobra is distinctive. A cobra is a very distinctive snake. You will not recognize it. And Castle comes in. Not going to lie, I'm opening the cabin. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's kind of interesting. Yep, and the venomous ones are a nope. Absolutely. So, all right, let me see. So, oh man, I don't know if I should show that one. It's about a beef brawl, a food prank at a beef bowl diner in Japan. Uh, let's see. Okay, I swear this is not a Florida story. Okay, this is not a Florida story. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. We're going to do something that I've done on a couple other streams before. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Pilot, I have a snake under my seat. Wife, oh, stop bragging. I've seen it. It's not that big. Oh my gosh. Nope. Nope. Ropes. I love it. Yep. I forgot to do a poll. I was going to try to do a poll today, but we've been going, and I probably will close up in a little bit. So let's see. Let me do this. I do want to do a poll. Let me see if this goes. Okay. And this is only going to be the ones I list. Okay. And they're going to be burger joints. Okay. And it's going to be pretty plain. And I'm trying to think of national ones. Let's Let's see. Add an option. Let's see. Um, man, make it a DoorDash list. Yes. Let's see. Let's see. Crap. Dang it. Let me see. I can't edit it. Okay. I was going to try to add another one, but hey, there's 4 there for you. Which is your favorite chain restaurant? McDonald's, Burger King, Dairy Queen, Jack in the Box. So I wanted to add a few more, but it's all good. So, and hell and welcome, Grumpy. Good to see you. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, I made a DoorDash list. Yes, exactly. And we still got 12 of y'all with us. Thank you for hanging. All right. Here's something I've done. If you've hung around long enough, you'll know that I've done some news stories. And I call it Where in the USA. Sorry, Snort a Poop. You know what? If y'all are willing to bear with me. All right. Hey, yeah, y'all started voting. I'm sorry. I go with these. I'll do another one other time. I'm sorry, Snort. I forgot about the Steak and Shake. I was actually going to add In-N-Out and Steak and Shake. I was going to have 6 on there, but I thought I could add options. But anyway, let's go ahead and have some fun with what I did vote. I know. I'm sorry. I'll make it up to you though. But hey, Where in the USA is someone called basically, ooh, bug. All right, Grumpy. Thank you for more than the algorithm. Bojangles, damn straight. Although you know what, we had an experience recently. Bojangles that are associated in the Love's fuel stops don't have bone-in chicken. At least the one where we are. They have chicken strips, but not chicken on bone. They said because truck drivers, I don't know. I still find a Bojangles without bone-in chicken crazy, but definitely Bojangles there. Oh, buddy. Yes, there you go, buddy. Make sure you vote. Like I said, I was going to try In-N-Out and another couple. Maybe we'll have to do fried chicken sometime, though. We'll have to do that soon. But all right, thing I called from Where in the USA. I'm going to read a news story to you. I'm going to give you 3 states. Okay. Usually I have a guest on so it goes quicker, but if you can try to type in one of the 3 states as quickly as you can. Okay. All right. I'm going to give you 3 states, and I'm going to keep them sort of geographically located. So, oh, no Jack in the Box. Yeah, see, I kind of was picking. I was afraid that would happen, but hey, we got practice on it, so we'll. You can always vote differently next time because I'm going to have to do a fried chicken one definitely after Grumpy Old Gamer coming in with that. Okay, we're in the USA. I'll give you 3 states. I'm going to give you California, Nevada, and Arizona. California, Nevada, Arizona. Okay? Actually, let's see. Spoon spotted. Red spoon found. What? Spoon spotted. Dairy Queen's big red spoon found. Where did that happen? Did it happen in California, Nevada, or Arizona? Pennsylvania. Exactly. And yeah, Castle, when they started bringing them to where I lived, I lost it. I lost everything. I could eat there 4 days in a row. Of course, it didn't do my health any good, but so, all right, let's see. 3 spoon spotted Dairy Queen's big red spoon found. Did that happen in California, Arizona, or Nevada? I'll give you a couple minutes to look at that, see what y'all can come up with it, and see what you think with that. So, and no Pennsylvania. Which one? Okay. All right. Was the big red spoon found in California, Nevada, or Arizona? Stunning says California. Buddy Hepburn says Arizona. Snorter Poopa says California because it's crazy. Castle says California. All right. Start a Poopas, Floridabamistan. No, I've been into Floridabamistan over there in Florala, Alabama. And if you follow me on Twitch, they're known for guns, drugs, and ammo in Florala, Alabama, and $5 Viagra. If I had the picture somewhere nearby, I'd definitely show that, but I don't know that I have it. So we got 3 votes for California and 1 for Arizona. Any more votes? I'll go ahead and close it off with this. Spoon spotted. Arizona Dairy Queen's big red spoon found. We got it right here. A giant red spoon was stolen from an Arizona Dairy Queen and sparked a mystery on social media. Was found Monday morning, partly thanks to Pokemon Go. Damn straight, $5, cheap thrill. Anybody go there for that. It's in Alabama, and they got guns and drugs too with it. So the pharmacy drugs, that is, to the galactic overlords, the benevolent, looking out for us. So yeah, it's a great, and it's a billboard coming right over the Florida border. Boom, one of the first things you see. I guess it isn't hard to come by. Damn, you guys are funny. But thanks to Pokemon Go, this guy was playing an outdoor mobile game when he spotted the 15-foot spoon around 7 a.m. laying on the ground behind a fence that surrounds a middle school baseball field, just 2 miles from the scene of the heist. The first thing I did was send a picture to my wife and said, "It's the spoon." She said, "Call the police." So it's they still looking for whoever did it and all that other stuff. So that would be unique to see, a big red spoon. I'd just be too crazy with that. Oh my gosh. Let's see. How's that? Buy 2 9mm boxes, get 1 free. Oh gosh. Let me see. Let me see for a moment. I've taken that story down. Let me do this. Let me experimentate again a little bit. Hey, we still got 13 people hanging out with me, and look, I'll keep going if y'all got time, and and just I'll probably go a little bit longer. It's just been fun talking and hanging out and stuff with you guys. Let me see if there's I don't know that we know. I have it on. I have it on Twitter, though, I think. So I don't have it here. Yeah, I will. Let me see. Actually, let me see. Let me try this. Let me try to be less dangerous. Let me see. Let me see if I can pull it up. Hey, you can Google it. Let's see. Guns. It's guns. No. Let me see. Yeah, this is priceless. I mean, nothing says Alabama than this sign. So, you know what though? I don't know. Am I allowed to show something like that on YouTube or Twitch? I guess not. It's no. Let's see. Anyway, if you follow me on Twitter, you've seen it. It's a hell of. I can't find the billboard right now. Where's a billboard? So just don't. But trust me, if you follow me on Twitter, you may have seen it at one point, and I will find it again at some point. So we'll see. Castle said, "Damn, I need some more 9mm. That's a good deal, Bounce. Looks big enough for me to eat my Energonos. Yeah, there you go. A big red spoon any transformer could use. Or Poopas, do you get a super giganticized blizzard to go with that spoon? I would think so. I would definitely think so. And Bowsette, Girls, Guns, and Ammo, one-stop shop. It's basically just words. I think there's a picture of like a revolver, but it just says guns, drugs, and ammo on it, and Florala, Alabama. And the $5 Viagra is a blue sign at the top of the building. So I'll have to find that again and tweet it out later. So let's see. Let's see. Yeah, there's another story on that. Let's see. Let's see. Hey, here's one that I think people might like. This is one that might like, you know. And let's see here. Greenland to stay in daylight saving time forever. I can't remember if it's daylight saving or standard time that people like or hate. I don't know, or if it's just not moving between the two. But that's an interesting story. They're going to pick one and stay there. Residents of Greenland have switched to daylight saving time and moved their clocks forward 1 hour this weekend for the very last time. So they're going to stay on it. The clocks will be untouched autumn. With Europe and U.S. debates whether to stick to it, they've decided to remain only 3 hours behind Copenhagen and most other European countries instead of 4. So, hey, yeah, that's one of the big debates that they are here. I love the fall. I love getting the extra hour sleep, but that's not. Yeah, I think it's just pick one and stick it to it. You're talking about a mindset that's invented by a kid. Yeah, exactly. You got to be careful with all this stuff, which is sad. It's sad that you can't just have fun and got to be afraid of doing this image or that image or whatever. It just, especially people like me, we're doing this as a hobby and having fun and, do the best you can with the rules and try to stay with the spirit of the rules. But damn, that they stick judgmental things in it. It's like baseball umpiring now. And the damn pitch clock and all the other stuff. It's so subjective. So, and we still have 13 people. Thank y'all for staying here and participating and chatting. I mean, I'm really honored, that y'all are hanging out like this today. Let me see. Let's see if we can. Let's see. Okay, I got to do this one for Snortopupus. Okay. So, yeah, Bowsette though. It's one thing is I mean I have to stay lucky. I know every platform has its problems, but it's like me. I have enough problems not boomering YouTube. So maybe down the road I get more experience and things like that. And one thing that I'm always slow about is let everybody else check out their things and see how it works. So, but hey, and Snortopupus, here's one for you, my friend. Oh wait, hey, Angry Canadian, welcome, Angry Canadian, because I hit the button too soon and didn't get a whole bunch of stuff out there. This was I'm really practicing and playing around a lot of stuff because I had technical problems yesterday. So I'm going through things, checking and multitasking and doing things today as a kind of a test stream, but as a chill stream of just making stuff going up. But yes, we will have more food polls going down the road, and we will put things like a Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A was left off, In-N-Out Burger. There's a whole number of different ones I could have included that didn't. Yeah. Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. Like I said, though, I don't know if I can handle one more thing. How's that? I'm limited. Yay, grumpy old gamer, yay, and hey, back and forth, yay. All right. Well, hey, for Snortopupus, beta testing the polls, yes. I first thought you said I was beta testing the pills, going back to the Florala, Alabama Viagra billboard, but I got to read closely. But hey, thank you to all 13 of y'all. Smash that like button, hit subscribe if you had. Bring your friends, pets, dogs, the drunks, like Snortopupus said, everything else. So, but hey, this one is giggity, and y'all are laughing. Hey, Glad you're laughing. Hey, but here it goes, Snorter Poopas. Escape artist Missouri bear heads to Texas zoo with moat. There he is. They don't beta test those pills, they test you. Oh boy, yeah, I probably so. All right, an escape artist bear from Missouri is headed to a Texas zoo with a moat in hopes they'll put an end to his wandering. The St. Louis Zoo cited the specific and unique personality of the Andean bear named Ben in announcing the move Tuesday. His soon-to-be home in the Gladys Porter Zoo near South Padre Island in Brownsville, Texas, has a long history of working with Andean bears, but is still adding some extra security measures. We're confident it's going to be good for Ben, they said. He got out of his habitat twice in February. The first time he tore apart clips that attached the stainless steel mesh to the frame of the door, but he was recaptured before the zoo opened for the. Yeah, Mom, there's a zoo. There's a bear in the bathroom. How about that when you got to the zoo first thing in the morning? So, zoo workers added zip tie like attachments made of stainless steel that had 450 pounds of tensile strength. But Ben managed to escape through those about 2 weeks later. The zoo was open this time, but he was captured less than 8 on a public path. Now he lives in a non-public area of the St. Louis Zoo where he can move indoors and out, and even splash in a pool while he waits his move. See, that's all the bear wanted was freedom. You know, he just wanted his freedom. Well, and like Castle said, yeah, there you go, Snorter Poopas. Run, bear, run. He just wanted his freedom. Oh, good. Snorter Poopas, I got the prescription mixed up with my neck pain pills. Now I have a stiff neck. And then, let's see. Castle. Well, if it lasts more than 4 hours, the test has failed. Ben is just looking. Hey, Brian, good to see you, Brian. Hey, I don't know if you were in earlier, but good to see you here now. Ben is just looking for Grizzly Adams and Mad Jack. Mad Jack, is that Jack Daniels, by the way? I'm not a liquor drinker, but is that Jack Daniels? If it is, let me know. And Bowsette says, Ben just chilling on the path, waving at people. Exactly. He just wanted to say hi to the little school kids and stuff like that. So, but yeah, that is crazy. So, yeah, exactly. So, anytime we get bears, we've got 15 people here right now, guys. Thank you so much for staying so long and hanging out with me. And, you know, if y'all have funny stories, let me know and I'll talk about them a little bit. But within reason, we have to limit it. Although we did talk about the guns and ammo, but I sadly did not find the billboard for it. So, but Mad Jack, if that's Jack Daniels, is Mad Jack Daniels? Somebody help me. Like I said, I know nothing about alcohol. I don't drink. I don't do anything with it. So let me know if you do, if y'all know. So absolutely. So we got it here. So we'll see. Let's see where they go. Oh wow. The Life and Times of Grizzly Adams with Dan Haggerty and Denver Pyle. The bear was named Ben and Dan was Grizzly and Denver was named Jack. So hey. Bowsette saw in a video on Twitter the other day a bear was sitting behind a fence. The person in the car tossed him a slice of bread and the bear caught it with his mouth. Hey, don't mess with a bear and his food. Don't merit. And Snorter Poopa said here, the bear just wants to give everyone a big squeezy hug. So. Oh, okay, Mad Jack, the character. Okay, got you. Thank you, Brian. I thought there was a reference to alcohol. Okay, never mind. My bad. I did not watch Grizzly Adams growing up. So, but, you know, because there's apparently a dispute between Jack Daniels and a squeaking dog toy manufacturer that mimics the whiskey's signature bottle. And so there's a dispute on it. And it's going before the Supreme Court. So it doesn't look as funny as I thought it was going to be. So we won't bother with that one. It doesn't look as funny as the other stuff. And then Snorter Poopas asked, Bowsette, if someone did that to me, what? No peanut butter and jelly? Yeah, just plain bread. It sounds like Blues Brothers. So, Hey, welcome. And hello, Mrs. How are you tonight? Cool. Um, let's see what we got here. Let's see. Going on here. So, alrighty. But things. Give me 1 second. All right. Thank you. Thank you for the little pause, but thank you for all y'all that are still here with me now. And Sort of Poopa says hello.
Hello.
This is so. Absolutely. She was my salvation yesterday, getting me set up on her computer and downloading a game within minutes to be able to salvage the stream yesterday. So everything seems to be working very good today. And Balzette's noticed too. So thank you all for being here and hanging out. Um, so let's see what we got. Let's see. I want to show this to y'all in case that this is something the missus showed last week for Easter. If you did not get to see this, Stunning says hello too.
Hello.
Castle says you always come in the clutch.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, absolutely. And you let me know.
Thank you.
You're good. You're welcome. So, and the missus came up with this beauty last week for Easter.
Oh, the peep show.
Yeah. There you go. Little peep show. Hey. But hey, that is too funny with that. Let me look at a couple things. Let's see. Yeah, like I said, the yeah, I don't know. I'll pitch again the Friday night. Make sure you catch us Friday night for XFL football. It should be interesting. Um, Let me just show a couple things on another chill chat that I did before. Uh, in case you didn't see it, there's some of the stuff that I had from Star Wars collections. And then we'll probably get wrapped up in the next few minutes. But, you know, a little grainy photograph, but it's my camera. Original Star Wars. Yes, I know that's a Han Solo. I know it is. I got screwed. Either somebody stole my regular Han Solo or something happened to it. But it really pissed me off that I could not have the real Han Solo with it. So, you know, it's how that goes. Oh my god. Oh, oh, geez. All right. I saw that, Grumpy. I'm going to try to pull it up. Give me a minute. I'm going to try to pull that one up. We'll practice with that. But let me do a couple things real quick. Um, let's see this. Let's see how things are going. Let me do. Okay, so I got to do this carefully, folks. So thank you for patience, because if I don't work methodically, then I screw stuff up, and I really boomer it, and don't want to boomer the wrong thing either. So, hey, thank you for everybody for the retweets that did. Thank you for coming by. Appreciate it. Thank you for hanging out. Stunning, you got more great artwork out there. Go check out Stunning's page. Let's see. Just trying to squeak a few things. Yeah, well, not the ones that were issued in the 1970s. That's the different thing there. Those were the big things. So it's so hey, how that goes. But let's see with this. Yeah. And hey, Jeremy 5, hey, welcome. Welcome. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate it. Appreciate y'all being here and spending the time with me and having a good time and yeah, supporting the channel. It's always good. All right, now let me see. Grumpy Gamer sent me something, and I do want to show this in just a moment. Let's see. This is like some of the original things. This is a Star Wars stream that I did a while back on the Show and Tells. Another thing that I'm going to create playlist for. You know, there's that one. Here's a twin pod cloud car with the box. So Why my mom bought me this thing, I don't know. I never know why. I thought it was the oddest car. It was at my age. It was not very uh, attractive, but hey, still got it. Still have everything that's there with it. Um, let's see. This was cool because it was my snow speeder with a tauntaun, and of course the cheaper uh, AT-AT Walker thing with the Rebel cannon. The Scout Walker picked up, and see in the back there's a little pirate there. That's from Pop Up Pirates, a stupid game where you put uh, swords in the barrels and try not to pop the pirate up. So it's kind of like one of those definitely scary games. So one of those type of things. So let's see, and go back. This is another one that I encourage you to go see the full video, and I will, like I said, I'm in the process of creating playlists. This here, one of the great actors that we got to meet was Jeremy Bulloch, and had him sign autograph not only the Boba Fett helmet but also a Slave One ship. So really great human being. And in this episode, I did talk a little bit about some of the other things that we did, some of the other actors we've met. The story about I've only paid for one actor's autograph, and so I will let you go to see what I said about that on the appropriate stream, because something happened and we talk about it on the stream, and it was it was a show and tell with the missus, I believe, where we did it. We did it. We did a show and tell. Let's see. We did let's see. What was it? Chill chat or something. It was just going through looking. I think I don't remember which one. I have to find which one. But there's one where we also looked at some different types of things, and we shared the story about that, why we paid for the autograph. Sorry, Poopus, you mean unpaid involuntary worker one? Oh, I don't know about that, but hey, I did want to show you something real quick that we talk about food. Let's see what that. Let's see. If I can find it real quick. No. In case you didn't know, here I won't be able to find the food pictures, but hey, there were LPs, the records, Star Wars, 2 albums, 2 sides. It's funny though, we tried to share it on the tune on Facebook once, and Facebook nailed it. Like, wouldn't let us. Would not let us. It would not even in a Facebook post let it go through with the audio. It was so funny. So, but yeah. So it's really funny with that. And why I brought this out though is for these others that I picked up at a Second and Charles. If you have Second Charles, it's like used merchandise. But hey, Battlestar Galactica, the real one. Sorry, I always be partial to the original Battlestar Galactica. I was okay with the new series that came out. I liked Edward James Olmos as Adama, but I had to suspend some belief from what I grew up with, which was this. And who did not love Maren Jensen at that age? Did I say that out loud? Jeez. Okay. Well, all right. But hey, and there's the back cover art with it too. Well, of course, you got Cylons and Space 1999. Another one that really had a great opening soundtrack. Really, really, really was cool. So that's just some of the things that we had and we've looked at. So that's why I encourage you, if you're new to the channel, go back, look at some of these things and all that. And like I said, I'll work on the playlist and stuff. I was trying to find one more, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to find it really quickly with the food pictures, like the 13 scoops of ice cream and stuff like that. Yeah. do this. Actually, I can get it, and then I'll try to share that other thing. All right, here. Yep. All right, and let's see. Snore Poopa said I had that one too in the earlier SWLPs. Oh wow, cool. Um, um, so yeah, I had an 8-track. That's the one that pisses me off, that I lost the 8-track. That I did not keep the 8-track. That I think I just threw it away one day because we had no more 8-track player, and I really am mad at myself for having done that. I have that, but it says Brian and Marker on the moon. Balzette said I've had way too many vids muted, deleted, and not uploaded because of these stupid copyrights. Act like people have never heard music before. I know, and if you're not profiting on it, you're just sharing it between friends, enjoying it. So we also called that show Cattle Call Ponderosa with love and respect, though. Absolutely. Who didn't love Warren Green? What a voice. What a voice. And yeah, you're right. It's already out in the public domain. If you don't profit on it, then it's already out there. I agree. It gets silly. But as I understand copyright law, if you don't defend it, you can lose the rights to copyright protection. So you have to defend your property too. All right. So with this, I'm going to show y'all a couple more pictures here. This is at a place called the Beacon Drive-In. This was at the end of my food chat with Raquel, book chat with Raquel Briggs. RM Briggs, by the way, go check out that stream and buy her short stories. They're awesome. In less than 100 pages, 10 short stories, fascinating, good reads, real short. And we got into a food stream, and this is the Mrs. Single scoop of ice cream at the Beacon Drive-In. So take your two hands and make a big ball, combine them big, and that's like a single scoop here. So it's so that's a single scoop, my friends. My sister took the 8-tracks, but they're mostly things like Manlow, Carpenters, etc. Yeah, this is the only 8-track I would have cared about. Balzette said, I bought music because the streamers had been allowed to play it before, but now I don't buy music at all. Yo. I don't blame you. And it's because I've heard of a very popular streamer, was at a theme park, and some music got in the background, so she had to take it down because there was some claim on it. And she's featuring the park. It wasn't, even though they monetize or whatever, it's just like the featuring the park, the whole atmosphere. But because there was some protected music, it got struck. That is a rainbow sherbet. It's probably got peach, lime, strawberry or raspberry, orange. It's like a combination of different things going tonight. So it's that was a single scoop, like I said, my friends. And that was the sherbet thing. Yes, it did, Sort of Poops. That's the exact one I was talking about. Exactly. So, and it really stinks that happens. So it's that's how that goes. So, but the big daddy of them all, if you've not seen this, is let's see, I took that down. Okay, let me take that down. Let me try to get the right one. Yeah, I don't think I have the right. I don't have the right picture here. But let's see how much I can. Okay, this ain't gonna look good. Okay, Balzette said the guitarist from Waterfront got copyrighted playing his own music because whooped. That's crazy. Yeah. Orange, lime, and raspberry for me. Not too fun to peach. Yep, I got you. Understand that there, my friend. So anyway, we're going to see this. It's a glitched picture. Sorry about it. It's the best I can find. Yeah. I got you. Snort Poopus. You ought to see my messages half the time. But here, this thing is called the Pig's Dinner. Now, and it's not the best picture of it, but it's 13 of those single-size scoops of ice cream all put together, mounted up, whipped cream, chocolate drizzle, cherries. So think of 13 of the super huge things, and that's yeah, 4 of us could not eat that thing. That's how bad that was. But it's all fun. So how there you go, Bowsette. We worked a little bit more food in tonight. So it is lethal. It is lethal. But hey, you ever come over the East Coast? We'll do it. We'll head up there. Okay. So, and Bowsette just gained 15 pounds looking at the picture. Well, yeah, exactly. So it's those 13 of the super huge scoops of things of ice cream thrown together, put on a plate, and it's got banana too. Mrs. reminded me, you can't see here, but it had banana in it too. So that was, and see, like I said, I wish I found the other pictures somewhere else, and I apologize for the bad glitchy here, but like I said, I'm trying to not make y'all wait too long, and I still need to get Grumpy's picture meme. But hey, this is with their food at the same restaurant. This is called a plenty. So you basically see that there had fried fish. You could get cheeseburger, fried chicken, whatever. Basically, you take 2 handfuls of onion rings, put them on the bottom, take 2 handfuls of French fries, put them on top, and then you put your fish, hamburger, whatever on top. And that was dinner leading to the desserts. So Bowsette had gained 15 pounds at the ice cream. And so Bowsette started pooping. She never asked a lady her weight or her age. Shh, just kidding. But hey, that place was a hell of a place to go in Spartanburg, South Carolina, which, by the way, is the headquarters, corporate headquarters of Denny's. If you didn't know that, we found that on another adventure. So it's basically, I'll show you this real quick. This is what was left here. That's all that was left. A little bit of chocolate, mint chocolate chip ice cream. So, he's being complimentary. Oh, yes. Yes, Snort Poop was fried everything. Oh, no, a free trip to the ER. Yes, but hold off on the ER trip till you're done with the dessert. So, all righty. So I'll pull that down and I'll look for something over here. We got 15 people watching us still. Thank you, all my good friends. Since I'm 14 here on the YouTube side, make sure you smash that like button, sub it out, share it with your friends, bring them over, and let's have fun together. Like I said, this is more of a test stream that's broken out into a really long chat session with you guys. And I thank y'all for hanging, and it's really meant a lot to me today. And thank y'all for being here. And now I'm going to do something dangerous again. Dad Man being dangerous again. Let me see. I'm going to try to pull something up, but I need to make sure that I can not show certain things when I do it. Sorry, Jess. Yeah, I ended up closing the poll. I hit the thing on the poll before I got other choices in there. Oh, it doesn't serve. Well, you know what? I tell you what. Base it on the desserts. If the desserts is all you get, because I remember that's what's unique with Dairy Queen. You used to see it a lot more years ago, even down here. It was a dessert place, and it was rare to see the one that served the food. So, but you can gauge it against the desserts. I mean, yeah, I know the others do hamburgers, but have fun with it. I kind of boomered the poll before I sent it out, so it's let's see. All right, so now I'm going to focus on this. Welcome, Grumpy. I hope you're still here. Just need a second to. Okay. I am going to show my screen. It only shows you, Grumpy, kind of in the highlighted off to the right. But right here. Look at me. I'm in the MCU now. Mario Cinematic Universe. Love that. Love that. That's awesome. That's a good one. Can I tell you what, folks? Go back and look at our the stream I did this last week with AFK Bard. What an awesome movie. I loved it. And most people I've heard of really like the movie. And I know some people have watched it multiple times. So, by all means, go back and check that review out. That's definitely pretty good. It was definitely a very good movie to see. I know AFK, I reviewed it with has already seen it twice, wants to see it again. So that is really enjoyed it, especially if you like the games and the Nintendo and the Mario stuff. And it really was done in a way that it was not hokey or like a lot of the modern franchises that do member berries just to try to get people back. To me, it wasn't. It was really a good, solid movie within the spirit. Very much like the Sonic movie, but probably even better, which I think is hard. Uh, Stunning says the DQ ice cream cake is pretty good, and you don't like burgers anyway. Never seen a Jack in the Box. I've only seen a couple, but I had to go up to South Carolina, and Balzette said the flamethrower burger is pretty good. All right. Well, let me do this real quick. Let me go out here because one of the things I tend to do is forget to do this. We had 11 votes. Hey, I'm going to go ahead and end the poll. And which is your favorite chain restaurant? Dairy Queen wins with 45%. McDonald's, Burger King, and Jack in the Box all come in with 18%. So I agree with that. Exactly. And you know what? I tell you what's happening down here too, Jess, is let's see. So what is happening down here, Jess, is like Culver's. They're coming down here now. We don't have White Castle yet. We stopped at a White Castle in Kentucky, but there are some Culver's down here now. So they are coming down here. I think some things may be going north too. Oh man, Brian was just going to vote. Yeah, this DQ near is a grill and chill. It didn't impress me. It didn't taste like I remember. Yeah, Snorta Poopus, it kind of does. I just go for the ice cream because I remember their onion rings used to get a lot more onion rings and it was different. The burgers used to be different too, I thought too. But the advantage is that they have a working ice cream machine, unlike the McDonald's. How many? Okay. Let's see. I was thinking of another quick poll result, but I probably shouldn't do that one. But yeah. Oh, cheese curds. Cheese curds. Okay, well that's cool. All righty. Can't do onions of any kind. Well, listen, since we got 14 people, and I can go a little bit longer. I mean, if y'all start leaving, then that's one thing. But I really appreciate hanging out with you guys, and I think this is really fun tonight. And let me try to do one more poll. We can try to vote quickly. It may not be. Yeah, Brian, I see A&W are better than DQ here. Combo, yeah, A&W's with Taco Bell or Pizza, yeah, or Long John Silver's. That's my favorite. Let's see, start a poll. Let's see, start a poll. See. Okay. All right, I'm going to try to do the best I can. All right, to get something we can all vote on. So just bear with me. Hopefully, I got. Let's see. I'm going to put cheese into a combined category. Okay. Because if I get too specific, let's see, onion rings. Right. Let's see. Fried. Let's see, corn nuggets. All right. Oh, dang it. I can only have 4. It will only let me give 4 options. So I did not mess up earlier. I just had a bad choice based on geographical reasons. Okay. Well, anyway, let's go. What is your favorite appetizer? So we got 14 people here. Make sure you vote. We'll see how it goes. Grumpy. Okay. Yay. All right. All right. We'll see what happens. Catch you later, Grumpy. I'm elsewhere at 10 tonight. Well, we'll see when you go live. But thanks for coming by and hanging out for as long as you did. Appreciate it. All right. With Stunning can't do onions. Brian's A&W. Okay. Combo place. We mentioned that. Balzette, give Domino's Loaded Tots a try. I probably will. It sounds good. Kind of like something that they have at Universal Studios with the tot. tots have toppers stuff on it. Snorapoopas have a Culver's near us, but the last time I ate there, something made me feel icky, sicky. Oh no! And so just now, when I drive out the big mall, 45 minutes north, I always get some Cinnabon. Oh yeah, Cinnabon. My oldest and me always when we went Universal, we always went Cinnabon first stop in the morning, even before riding the rides. Snorapoopas, the old school A&W was great. Best root beer ever, but it went down here. None near me now. Yeah, the standalone A&Ws are not. You're lucky to find them in with another combo thing. Brian Hepburn, Long John Silver's pollock or cod with a double order of Hush Puppies is the bomb. I agree. But you know what was even better than the Hush Puppies? Those crunchy things they throw in there. Just the fried batter chips. That was wonderful. That was so, gosh. Onion wings. Okay, all right. Hey, onion wings. The sweet nuggets. The corn, yeah, they're more fried corn nuggets, the sweet nuggets. That's what it is. And Domino's Hut's really good. And, well, hello. We got a newbie in here. Hey, Squeaky Mouse. Good to see you. That's not a fair poll because I love fried pickles and fried cheese equally. It's the torment. We like to make things difficult. Difficult decisions call for difficult answers. So, anyway, welcome being here. Yeah, Bowsette Loaded Tots. It is illegal to give booze to infants. Oh my God, Snorapoopas, that is awesome. Absolutely. And I don't like round Hush Puppies. I like the long ones. Yeah, I agree. I like regular Hush Puppies like that. So, fried pickles any day from Hooters. Oh wow, they used to be beer batter. They were so damn good. Yeah, I like the batters, not the breadeds of anything. So, and awesome, Squeaka. Yes, I tell you what, they could just keep a lot of the other stuff. Just give me the crunchies. Keep the fries. Those crunchies are the best. Thank you. I thank you for agreeing on that. Let's see. And then, yeah, Jess, see, we don't have a Long John Silver where we are anymore. We have to go to Orlando, down to 2.5 hours south to be able to find anything cool like that. Ooh, don't know what to pick, curds or corn nuggets. Oh, it sounds like you're kind of like in the same boat as between the curds or corn nuggets, and then Squeaka's in between pickles and cheese. Ooh, that's a hard one. Well, hey, I'm glad I remember. As long as I remember to reveal the poll results, we'll be good. So, but hey, and Buddy says that Sonic sweet potato tots are really good. That's season. Corn nuggets are very close second too. Absolutely. Oh my God. Why did you have to bring Texas damn Roadhouse? Why? I've got to be good tonight. Why? Because there's one, like, they just open one about Christmas, like 10 minutes from here. We go there like 3 times a week almost now, and I got to stop eating the rolls a bit, for a little bit at least. But yes, Texas Roadhouse, yeah, great place. But the loaded sweet potato, I have to tell that to the missus. Yeah, well, duh. And Brian and Buddy is the younger version of Brian, by the way, in case you didn't know it. Welcome. And we had Buddy's input as a high school baseball pitcher on something on the times pitch clock earlier. And Bowsette Outback. You like Outback? Okay. On so many levels, I owe her a really good night, Jess. Yes. Because if y'all were not part of it, the stream's up. The first 30, 40 minutes was almost silence. And Boomerang, this computer locked up big time. I couldn't get back into StreamYard. I couldn't talk to Canuck. I couldn't do anything. Couldn't chat with the chat except on my phone. She got me onto her computer. We had to download Access and Analyze and get the StreamYards up and all that stuff, and just took moments and minutes. And then she came in and updated my computer. So yes, I absolutely agree with that. And I wish she was here to see it, but she's relaxing tonight after yesterday because she deserved a night off. So, Snorapoopas, is Texas Roadhouse the one with the bucket of peanuts, or is it the other one? Okay. There are variations of this. In the original days, it was Longhorn, when Longhorn used to not be a yuppie place. When Longhorn was a hoedown. As my mom said to me when the first time we ever walked into a Longhorn was, "What honky tonk did you bring us to?" You know, that's when they have peanuts like that you throw on the floor. Logan's Roadhouse is one that also has the peanuts. Texas Roadhouse does have peanuts. They had them in buckets, but they got them in individual packets now, of which I've got a bag open right here, right now with me, which are become home with me as snacks. So, and hello, Yemi, my friend. How's tax season going, my friend? Good to see you tonight. Corn nuggets is definitely a Southern thing. Well, my friend, you hang with me much longer. You work with me. I will take you out for corn nuggets at lunch one day, and I will buy them, okay? I will definitely do that. So, and all right. Oh, man. Glad to have y'all here. Star Poopus, I liked Outback's Blooming Onion, but Outback did something that annoyed me one time. Haven't been back. Long story and boring. Well, we've had our share of long stories too, and it's, you know, the thing. The one thing why I like Texas Roadhouse of the best of them is that Longhorn has gotten to really putting all this seasoned stuff on their steaks to the point where there's more seasoned than steak. I like a lot of the Outbacks. I like Outback's prime rib, but Texas Roadhouse, I like the steaks better because the cut of meat, they just seem better. They taste more like steak without a lot of the side seasoning. Of course, everything's good there. Just no egg on the salad. No egg on the salad, and don't friggin' scrape the egg off because I will not eat the damn salad as there's a chunk of egg in my salad. So, yes. Gadman has some absolutes, and that's... So, anyway, yeah. Yeah, I know, Brian. Yeah, that probably did, but, you know, it's what it is. It's corporate downsizing. Oh, that always sucks. Yes, you can get the bucket at the table now to put your shells in if you want to, but like I said, nowadays they come home with me. They go to work with me. I think yeah, Yemi knows that the peanuts come with me very well, so I have to ask him if he's got a peanut allergy all the time. So. Not knocking them. I like them. Well, good. Glad you're here in the South and you like the way we do things down here. That's good. We got 15 people with us again. Hey, folks, smash that like button, subscribe, whatever. Just thank you for being here tonight. This is cool. And this little test stream is over 2.5 hours, and I am going to have to close in the next 10 or 15 minutes because I do want to do some other things tonight. No, honestly, I don't, but I think the missus needs me for some things, and we got to do some planning and stuff like that. But it's like, you great people hanging out with you, just thank you. I can't thank you enough, especially for this long, and so many of y'all stayed for this long, and I just appreciate it. And so share it out, tweet out to everybody. Let's get to 250, and I'll do something really crazy for a celebration. The 300, you'd really not want to see what I'd do. But I agree with you in Snorter Poopus. It's no fun. It was the beauty of tossing peanut shells all over the place and ignoring them. Just like home. You know what I hate that I've seen at a ballpark was don't throw your shells on the field. I mean, where do you go to a friggin' baseball stadium? You throw your shells everywhere. That's sorry. I mean, they're taking all the fun out of baseball. So, that's another stream for another day before I go on that rampage. Brian likes the Chili's Awesome Blossom too. That's cool. And Jess said, we used to have one of those steak chains here, did peanuts and loaves of warm pumpernickel with butter. I think doesn't Outback do the pumpernickel? That's that dark brown bread, the really dark brown bread. So it's a really, really, yeah, forget the name. There was one Lone Star Steakhouse that was in Orlando a few years ago that we actually stumbled upon, but they went out of business. I don't see anything. And Bowsette onion it makes you literally sick. Yeah, that's the thing, is sometimes some things just trigger you. So, yes. All right. And then the Awesome Blossom is good. Yeah, absolutely. So you looked up Lone Star. Yeah. Closer to 2015, had been in open 18 years. See, that makes sense because we had skipped Disney for a few years, but with the kids were really young, we could go there on Tuesday nights for kids eat free or kids cheat meal night, and they were off Disney property. Because when we go to Orlando, we don't like to always eat on property. We like to go to the local areas and stuff, and that was our favorite to go to. But yeah, it closed, and it was darn good. Less shells on the floor. Just watch where you're walking. And absolutely, Squeaka, I absolutely agree. You're all great people. Squeaka, you're great. Thank you for coming in with everything. Jess, Snortopoopas, Yemi, Bowsette, all y'all that I cannot name. A lot I named earlier. Y'all are all great people. Hanging out with me on a Sunday evening like this for 2.5 hours, just a test stream that's gone in circles. And I, got to tell you about some of the stuff. And like I said earlier, I'm working on the playlist to help you be able to get to things easier, and that y'all can go back and watch some of the old shows. Yemi told me he watched the book chat with Raquel over the course of 3 days. It was a 3-hour. That was a stream that became 3 hours and felt like it was 30 minutes, folks. The last 40 minutes just was all about food with Raquel and laughing and her doing music. Go check that chat out if you do. And I encourage you to go listen to us talking about methods of writing, what things were, some of the creatures that they had, but it's a fascinating interview, and it was a lot of fun. It did not feel like a normal book review, and go check that out. And I encourage you to buy her book. It's short. I read it. I got interested in it, and even I made connections without having to be told. So, but yes, Squeaka, thank you for saying that. You are all great people here. Snortopoopas, I actually feel sorry for the people that had to clean the mess up every night. Bowsette, the 300 twerking banana animation. Hey, I'm going to have to put something out on Twitter tonight. I'm going to have to ask Mrs. and make sure we got the right shot. There is going to become a reveal soon. There's going to be a reveal. All right. You just calls me to do that. Snortopoopas, Bowsette, and Fortnite. Do you want to see Deadman twerking live on the cam in a business? No comment. Oh. All right, the onion. You can eat until you get sick. Oh, you devour the whole thing yourself. Well, that's what a lot of us do too. It just you have no. That's like me with the Texas Roadhouse rolls. It's like just keep them coming. We had a place that we went to once in Alabama called. Yes, you did. Yes, you did, Castle. Yes, you did. We had a place. It's a family restaurant in Mobile, Alabama. No, not Mobile. Lambert's. There's one in Missouri. There's one in Alabama. The home of the thrown rolls. They bring out. You get your entree, but they also bring out extra free sides like fried okra and other things. But they're famous for throwing rolls across the room at you and stuff. Well, Aang was so young and he kept yelling, and they kept throwing it at Yang all the time. We finally had to cut them. I said, "Don't throw the kid anymore." We could not, and I love bread, but I could not eat those damn things. So. It's crazy, yeah. And Castle, thank you still for lurking out there. Appreciate you here lurking, man. Let's see. And Snortopoopas is not people. Brian Hepburn, I went from Blairstone Diner first Friday the 13th in New Jersey. It was a fun stop to eat at. Maybe we blow up 300 gas stations in Fortnite. That's a possibility. But you can never rule out what Snortopoopas suggested either. Well, I can't do it at Fortnite though. Nah. So, but hey, yeah, that's another thing that I've got a problem with. The Olive Garden breadsticks. It's all really crazy, folks. So, oh man. So let's see. I'm just checking a few things here. Thank y'all for being here. Snortopoopas, you here 4 hour? Why are you here 4 hour? You know why you have spare rib? Yes, they will shut you down on some of those buffets. They will, my friend. They will shut you down on those buffets. So, well, all righty. Let's see. Wow. All right. It is now 7:45. I will go to close down. Let me do that organized. Let me throw a few things out here. Thank you, folks, for being here for so long. I know this was really an impromptu stream that came up today. And just, it means a lot to me that so many of y'all, not just come over, but that you hang, especially those, especially when you're able to hang out. The people that lurk, the people that just listen, and Castle, I love it when you lurk, but then you still chime in. I appreciate y'all, doing this, and it means a lot. And I thank you for your support and encouragement with all this. Let me see. There's a couple things that I do need to do real quick as I shut things down. Okay, bring up a couple slides because I do want to promo a few things coming up. All right. On that note, let's see. Brian Hepburn, we can't do Olive Garden. Someone gets sick every time we're gone. Oh man, food allergies or just bad cooking. That's a shame when it rotates. It's like taking a big chance there. And Stunning says, I'm weird at fancier restaurants because I eat like a 10-year-old. I agree with you, Stunning and Brave Megatron. I agree. The work I do is auditing, and back 25 years. God, I've been with Office 28 years this May. But it was probably in the first couple years, so it's been over 25 years ago. We had a restaurant that we all went to lunch at, and all these guys with the ties, you had suit ties, had these nice white shirts and these ties on and stuff. And this buffet actually had, they had barbecue chicken on the bone on the buffet. So it was quite a sight to see all these professional guys, with a fork and knife on chicken on the bone. Well, my co-friend, he was in another department, but he was still physically in our office. He and I just looked at each other like, screw this, that ain't happening. I'm too Southern. If there's bone in that chicken, I'm picking the damn thing up and eating it with my hands. I don't care. I might ruin the shirt. I don't care. I'll use the tie as a napkin. I don't care. I'm not using a fork and knife. No self-respecting Southerner would do that on fried chicken or barbecue chicken on a bone. But yeah, that was another story. Bad cooking or not cleaning cost contamination for poultry and meat. Yeah, that sucks. And Stunning, you're brave. You're a young man trying to make a living out of drawing pictures. I don't got time to expand my palette. Absolutely, exactly. And you're right, Snortapoopas. Buffets, mediocre food. I don't eat enough to make it worth it. And that's a thing that I'm hitting because of some changes. I'm not eating as much as I have done before, and that makes going to Golden Coral, or my mother-in-law calls it the food trough, not really cost friendly to go to. So, on that note, all right, Balzette, hey, welcome. And I mean, laugh. I don't know why I said welcome. I think I had three things in my mind. Okay, so with that said, yes, Snortapoopas, same with ribs. Pick the damn thing up and eat it like God intended. Damn straight, you're right about that. Eat it like a man, a Southerner or God intended, even more important. So, but hey, on that note, all right. So, thank you guys for such support tonight. Join us. There will probably be gaming streams tomorrow night, Tuesday. There's an outside shot. I might try a new impromptu thing tomorrow night. I don't know. Waiting to be seen. But we're going forward. We'll probably be more game streams for a bit. We'll have a chats this Wednesday, and we'll have a chill chat next Wednesday. I'm trying to get a guest for the next Wednesday one, or we'll see what happens. But this Wednesday night, we're going to have another episode of At the Movies with the gracious Daisy Blossom Flower Child, where we're going to talk about everybody's classic Demolition Man. Famous for the three seashells. That movie. What a great combination of actors with Stallone and Snipes. And the thing is, come with your theory. Maybe that could be a poll question somehow if I could work it right. How do you use the three seashells? So anyway, hey, Snortapoopas ways. Yes, take care of every human. Yes, exactly. So anyway, thank you all. I will give a little promo out at 8:00 in about 10 minutes. Lorena Creole is going live for her Welcome to Florida show. I encourage you to go over there if you haven't yet. Say hi and everything. So to her, and let me see, I'm doing something real quick. I'm multitasking again. That's what's always crazy. So let's see. Let's see. Join us Wednesday night. This is going to be a fun movie because I was not sure Daisy, but Daisy jumped all over the opportunity to do this one with me. If you've not seen it, make sure you see the movie. Okay? Absolutely, because it is a wild, raucous time. I call it the movie that I call it the movie that foretold the future before 2020. So, and exactly, Brian Hepburn, John Spartan, you are fined 5 credits for repeated violations of verbal morality statute. Yeah, and then I like it when it says your continued violations cause us to call the San Angeles Police Department. But anyway, look, I put the links for Lorena's channel over there. Go look at her at 8 o'clock in about less than 10 minutes. Her Welcome to Florida show. Welcome to Florida show. Say hi, say Dad Man Raid or something like that. Let's have some fun with this. And she's been a great supporter of the channel among a lot of other people too. So just say, yes, Balzette, everybody needs a break. So it's 3 hours. Everybody join me Wednesday night. If you don't come to the gaming things, we're going to have fun on Wednesday night. And as always, catch videos. Like I said, I'm working on the playlist to help on the YouTube side, but get us, subscribe at youtube.com or follow on Twitch at DadmanWalking55 and follow me on Twitter at DadmanWalking55. Same address, all 3 sites. Yeah, that's, it's all good, folks. And listen, again, I thank you all for your support. Thank you for hanging out to me. My God, and we're still going. Esta carne esta rata. Esta carne esta rata. I can't pronounce. My Spanish is not that good, but yeah. Yes. Red burger. Yeah, I guess at that point when you'd been on ice for however long, yeah, anything would taste good. But on that note, folks, hey, you have a good night, good rest of the weekend, good day, good week. Hopefully get your rest and, have a good week. And, come back, laugh with us, have fun, hang out, and let's share the good times. And if you're having a down day, come back and let's try to laugh together, my friends. And on that note, let me hit the right button. You know what? I did not hit this. I did not hit something. There. That's the one Dad Man thing I did tonight that I did not do. The banner at the bottom. Well, that's close to perfect. But hey, what made it perfect was every one of y'all that have come through, lurked, chatted, just came through, and all that. So thank you all for your support. On that note, y'all have a great night, rest of your night, rest of the weekend, and have a great week. Bye, all.